Good evening. Welcome to Poker Night Live. I'm Barry the Bully Martin. Very pleased to be joined by Mr. James Browning. James, good evening.
Yeah, good to see you, Barry. Can you believe it? This is our first time together.
Poker Virgins.
And just before Valentine's Day as well.
Whoa. Play your cards right. Cards. Very
Could
good.
be a big night.
Yeah. Okay, moving on swiftly. If you've not joined us on Poker Night Live before, very simple. Online poker, multi-table tournaments, sit and goes and cash games. Face cards up, delayed by 5 minutes, so there's no shenanigans going on. And James and I will do our very best to try and help you through the intricacies of online play. Now, it's your show. It's all about you. We want to make sure that you text, email, and do whatever you can to interact with the show. And if by magic, there it is. So text 62211, and via the interweb, the email poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. And for more information on poker and Poker Night Live in general, pokernightlive.co.uk. As I said, it's all about you. Please do text and email in as much as you possibly can. Now, a theme for this evening, bogey hands. Which are your real tough hands you don't like playing? Ones you've had bad beats with. We want to make sure that you text and email in as much as possible and see if James and I can pick the bones out of it and try and help you get them being over bogey hands. Okay, so James, please, take us round the tables if you can.
Yes, it'd be my pleasure, Barry. Let's have a look what's on the menu tonight. And we've got a baby cash game. It's 25 cent, 50 cent. There's one seat open. You can pop in there quickly. Oh, now we've got a sit and go. It's a $5 one. It's on the second level there, and we've still got all the customers. And now going up in price, it's a $10 sit and go. And it's on the second level as well, and a full house. And there's one of our regulars, Johan, there, already off to a good start with 1,400. And change of colour. We know what it means now. It means multi-table tournament time. And we'll be dipping into that multi-table tournament throughout the night. I'll tell you what, last night, Barry, it was a cracking tournament, the multi-table, and a really good final. Lots of play.
Well, let's hope we're lucky again this evening,
Fingers
James.
crossed.
Okay, well, I think without any further ado, let's get cracking straight to the action. Let's go to a $10 sit and go.
Good idea. There we go, and it's on the second level, and as I said, some old favourites there. Hoofy, Johan Harren. You'd have seen those two, Barry, I
I've
think.
seen them on more than one occasion, James, yeah.
Gazel Louis, I think he's becoming a regular as well. Nash Anubis.
I like to have a bit of fun. Who do you fancy here, James?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I like that as well.
As you're in the commentator seat this evening, take your pick.
Right. We'll wait the end of that hand to just choose. Right, OK. I think I'm going to go for Johan Harren.
Are you? OK.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really nice choice. He's chip leader and he's got jacks.
Well, it's just coincidence.
Yeah, OK.
You've got a very suspicious mind, Barry Martin.
Yeah, there's a surprise. Let's have a look. I'll go for SS Snakey. Why not? He's got position over Johan, but oh, look at this. Very tricky play.
Oh, and look, he's hit the king. What did he know?
Yeah, against the nut flush draw and an up and down. This could be carnage for my man.
Yeah, but poor Johan's got a pair of jacks, but hopefully...
Yeah, but no, he can get away with this.
He's gone up and down straight. He'll stay in there.
No, he has stayed in as well.
Yeah, because he's up and down straight, that's why.
I don't like the 40 bet, I must say. He didn't really find out much with the 40, did he?
He found out nothing, did he?
Is he going to...
Whoa.
Does he think this is limit poker? Does he know it's no limit? I wonder if he does.
I'll tell you what, this is quite out of character that the play that you've picked plays like this.
Yeah, I'll be lumping it all in on the flop, thinking, OK, if you got me beat, you good luck to you.
This is complete contrast. Barry's play, waxing little 40 bets.
Look at this. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Eh? You pick Johan Harren, gets the jacks. My man's now chip leader. Don't be bitter, James.
No, I'm not bitter.
Yes, you are.
I'm just amused at the style of your player at the moment.
Yeah.
I hope he tortures you with small bets.
Slightly
for the rest of the
wristed, yeah. Yeah. He's the kind of guy you don't like at your cash table when you're not really sure and you're putting the little bets in and stuff like this. But.
Actually, the point there is, I think Barry's point was a great point, though. He didn't really find out where he was. He had no clue where he was. The only thing was, it's the early stages of a sit and go, relatively early stages, and people still play a little bit more cautiously.
Yep.
So you can probably get away with it.
The thing I didn't like about the play as well, he's first to speak as well. All right, he's got top pair, but betting 40 is not going to tell you a thing. Anyone with the jack rag is going to call that bet.
I mean, if he wanted to, he could have checked, and if he wants to bet 40,
Exactly.
no difference.
Exactly, there is no difference. But
So he could have just checked, or maybe he could have just checked, and maybe he could have then come over the top of someone.
Yeah, but it doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to get busy with the check raise the way he played that King 8. Anyway.
But still, early stages, I know that
Very
people
early.
can play a bit slower. Well,
Are you a sit and go fan, James? You play a lot yourself?
I do play them. I quite like them, but I don't play them that regular. I must admit, on the internet, I do tend to like to play cash games.
Okay.
It's my favourite. At the moment, certainly, I've been playing a lot of cash games.
What's your chosen limit online?
Basically, I don't mind what limit I play, as long as it's within my bankroll. But at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm
Any limit online? Your bankroll, man of your means?
I wish. What I've been doing recently is I've been multi-tabling. And I actually like to pick a game where I think there's good value in it. So to me, there's no point in me going up and playing, say, like this 10-20 game if I think they're all cracking good players. I can't quite see where the value is.
No.
So therefore, if I can see there's a 2-4 cash game, which I think there's loads of value in it, I think it's better to play in that. So what I've been doing is I'll sit down maybe at 2-4, no limits, and I'll put the maximum down at each table and fire away at those 4 tables.
Yeah, you're probably better off. And you're getting more action as well, so you can make easier passes when you're playing ace-10 out of position, these kind of hands. Yeah, no, it's a good strategy.
So that's a full table, that's a full ring table, and I've got 4 tables open. I said I always put maximum in, so I want to be, because when I play, I'm going to be playing, they know they're going to be in the pot with me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be selective, but aggressive, obviously.
Yeah.
But because you've had a spell of not perhaps playing so many hands, of course, the window for me to steal is opened quite often.
Yeah.
Because when I put in the bet, they go, oh, yeah, he hasn't played down for ages, he must have it. But of course, you don't always have it. So, and I think there's good value in that. But I will vary. If all of a sudden you phone me up and say, you should see this game on there, it's unbelievable, there's so-and-so there and there's so-and-so there, well, I'll go to that game, yeah for sure. Because there's a logical reason to play in it.
And nice on all the online rooms now, it tells you actually the size of the average size of each pot and also the amount of players to the flop. So you can get a very quick feeling of how loose the game is compared to the limit.
Actually, and that's a good bit of information to give to people, Barry, because that's true. And we must start using all the information we've got.
Absolutely. If not, you're going into a game half blindfolded.
I've got a confession, Barry.
Oh, no.
Well, I have earlier in the year. I'm gonna sort it out though. I did make my poker resolution. I've been lazy and I've been busy. Okay, I've been busy and lazy, and I haven't done it yet. But I am going to do it. Poker tracker.
Poker tracker.
I'm getting it.
Or other tool. There are lots of different tools out there.
But similar.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of those.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to do that because I think that is certainly the way to go.
A small word of warning though. It's only as good as the information you put in. If you don't put the information in, it's useless.
Right. But it can actually you can have it just to actually track your whole game, can't it?
You can, but you've still got to pull the hands out of your hand history and have them. Some of them do it automatically.
Yeah,
some of the sites.
I'm going for the one which does it automatically.
Well, it depends where you play.
Okay.
It depends where you play. Some of them don't. Some of them don't.
Right, you're right, and it's got to be compatible with the site.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky because the site I'm playing on it'll be compatible with.
Good.
So now it'll keep all the records of me and my opponents.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, it'll highlight probably a weakness in your game and it'll say, hang on, when you've got ace-jack, you lose a fortune, or whatever.
No, there's some really good tools out there.
And I think we're silly not to use them, basically.
Absolutely. So some people use written notes, some people keep it on an Excel spreadsheet, and some people use...
At the moment, I do notes. If I'm at a table, I will click on my note button and I'll write a little comment about the guy, probably what he called a raise with or something. So I want to have a window of hands which he might call a raise with.
Yeah.
So if I keep on seeing what he calls his raises with, that'll help me.
Yeah.
Calls with Jack 7 offsuit. Oh, does he really?
That's the nice thing about the hand history is you actually see what cards they've got, even though they don't expose them going back, which
I think that's only on some sites.
Some sites.
Yeah,
yeah, some sites. But I've just looked down at the table we've been watching. My man's already done 500 of his chips, and Johan's back up to 1,200.
Well, I deliberately kept you talking because I didn't want you to be upset.
Yeah. Well, I see Hoofy won a big pot there with chip threes against Mordelms, who had the up and downer there. I'm sure the viewers were noticing while we was blabbing away.
Anyway, my man's going along quite steadily here, Johan.
Well, it's interesting. Top pair against an up and down. Checks the up and down draw.
And the 720 in the pot now.
Yeah, he's going to find it difficult to pass, especially for 160.
Yeah, he's actually...
Well, now he's been priced into call, hasn't he? If he thinks he's... Well, if he didn't put the guy on a queen, which he must do, really, if he's been betting out this way.
I hope he doesn't pay off with...
I hope he doesn't pay him off.
He
Come on,
must
Snakey.
he must realise it. Footler, he bet all the way. It's pretty
Yeah.
obvious that he's had the
Yeah.
pair at least.
Yeah.
I mean, he just really shouted out that he had that pair, I
Yeah.
believe. And actually, it was a good. Well, okay, well done. He passed in the end.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Footler did some funny bets. He actually gave the guy value to call.
Well, on the turn, he gave him value to call because he's only bet like a sixth of the pot or something. Which
Yeah.
now he's run into real trouble because he's lumped it in with the ace-10. He's got one over.
Oh, but look at
But he's
that.
played it wonderfully, I must say. He's got it all in with 3 outs, and he's
Now
hit
I
it.
know why Barry Martin picked him. It's exactly the same
Plays
style.
like me, yeah. Yeah. Any ace, that'll do. In we go.
And hits it,
And
same
hits.
as you.
Well,
It's
no,
unbelievable.
it's not like me. I usually
Oh, no?
miss. No,
Oh,
I
you
usually
missed?
miss,
All
yeah.
right.
But no, he did nothing wrong, really. He's got ace-10. It's been a small race
Listen,
to him.
With the amount of chips he's got left,
Exactly.
he had to do something
Yeah.
because he had 300 and something. Yeah, he had 4 big blinds left.
Exactly.
So therefore, already I'm putting it in with that,
Me
right?
too, yeah.
So you might think I'm very tight or whatever, but yeah, for sure, I'm making the move with that ace-10 as well. No problem.
He's playing different gravy, my man, now. Look at that. Ace-king lumps it in. Mordelm gets it in with queen-9, and he's drawing absolutely dead. Thank you very much.
Back in business.
Back up to 11, nearly
fact,
1,200. Oh, look at this. 10 more than Hoan Haram. I'll tell you what, I'll take the bet now, James. We'll call it quits. So we lose our first player. And
Yep, Morden.
81.60, which is it's taken us a while at this level, I must say.
It has, actually, which is generally an indication that they've been playing...
Properly.
Yeah, properly, basically.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, because I've been looking at it quite a lot, the more I look at it is there's been different ideas, there's different thoughts, but I really, really believe that in the early stages, you should not be going out just with one pair or anything like that. You should really have a higher level hand than that. You should have a better story, because you can't win the tournament in the early stage, whatever happens.
No.
So if you start taking huge risks, what for? You're taking huge risks to have a few chips when there's a long way to go.
There would be a case for the first 2 levels, sit out, go and make
Yeah.
a cup of tea.
I'll tell you
you're not
what,
gonna-
it wouldn't be that bad.
No.
And I'll tell you what, that's a great point you've made, because say one of these big internet tournaments, like where there's thousands of people in.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The guy who doesn't play for an hour will be playing better than a lot of the field.
Yeah, because you come to it fresh.
No, because he's not taking risks. He's letting the other people kill themselves for nothing. His
Yep.
equity will have risen by doing nothing.
Yep.
So by not playing for an hour, his equity will probably be better after the hour than if he by not being there.
Especially the deep stack tournaments.
Yeah.
The big
The deep
$200,
stack, that's what I'm
$300
talking
buy-ins,
about, yes.
Oh, your man's played this really well with his nut low here with the 2-3.
But he knows how to get away from it.
Yeah, he's played it marvellously. See, I didn't like me personally. The battle of the blinds. I'm usually, if I've got aces and someone's going to be raising into me, I'm gonna let them trap themselves. What about you, James?
Just watch him now. Just watch him now.
Oh, yeah, queens. This is going to be difficult. He's going to move it all in, and he's going to win 240 in blinds.
He needs it.
No, he's flat called.
Yeah, because he knows he needs to get chips.
I know queens ain't, it's the third best hand we get in Hold'em, but it's still slightly confusing why he checked the flop as well with 2 hearts. And straightening cards there as well.
160.
It's a strange bet, don't you think?
He just needs to get chips. He's just trying to get chips. He passes for 160.
But a very thin line though, James, between
It is
getting
a thin
chips
line.
and giving
It is.
people free cards.
It was, I think it's because he got himself into a bit of trouble. That's why he decided to switch that strategy. Because the big blind's 160, down to 8.
But he made no more than just moving in.
No, he didn't, as it happens. The only plus point I would say is he's now found out that he can get them to pass for a small bet.
In that particular situation, but the guy Nash had ace high,
Yeah,
it's
but
an
I'm
easy
just
one
saying,
to pass.
but he's found out that they will actually pass for us. Well, that's quite a nice bit of information. If every now and again you can put in a small bet and get them to pass, that's quite nice, isn't it? To know. But yes, I thought it was a little bit strange. I think he just decided he thought, I've got to play this hand. I don't want to win the blinds with a pair of queens. I've got to play it. And he just desperately tried to win some chips with it. Wow.
That's a fair enough move on the button with the pocket
Yep.
fours.
He's got himself, because he was a little bit below as well, so he needed to do something. Fair enough.
Pass would have been just as good there, but the only play I didn't like would have probably been the call.
Yes, I agree with you, because it certainly wasn't a hand just to call with. Well, Footler has got Snakey in a spot of bother.
I think he can get away with this one, can't he? Bottom pair.
He's called.
Hello. Hello.
He's going to pay that off as well. Oh, naughty.
No. Did he pay it off?
Yeah.
Oh dear. It was only like 4 overcards.
Oh, wow, he's actually, I'm having enough of this.
No, he's only doubled. The blinds are now
No,
up
yeah, that's
163
right.
to 20. He's only doubled the big blind.
We spoke about this the other night as well, and I think when the blind is big, this is one time where a flat raise is fine, because it just means raise.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he had
Because
less than his raise left. So why not just lump it in?
He could do, yes, but I'm just saying. But when you do this flat raise, it still means raise as well.
One thing I think you have to
Not
take...
so much a sit and go. I mean, in the multi-table,
No, but
I
I
was
think
talking about.
the thing you have to do in these situations, look who and how many chips the big blind has got. Because
Oh,
if it's got a mountain of chips, that limit raise is usually not going to work. Because if I've got a load of chips that's going to cost me 1/20th of my stack, I'm going to call with 8-9 suited
I agree,
or
I agree
a
completely.
pair of deuces or something.
What I was referring to, in fact, I picked it up the other night, was it was in a multi-table tournament, and it was actually the big stack.
Right.
The big stack can put in the flat raise because he says, and look what I've got behind me.
Yep.
So he can get away with it because he says,
Yeah.
and look what's coming next.
Yeah.
So when you think of calling him, you say, oh my God, he'll just fire me off the pot the next time, won't he? So you're thinking about that. You're not thinking about his flat raise. You're thinking what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout. But as I say, it's okay coming from the but in this particular position with Snakey,
No, I agree.
it wasn't my idea of a great play. If you're gonna raise with Ace Queen, you're leaving yourself 400 behind. You made
I
it
think
640.
he was just declaring he was going to put it all in anyway. Whatever. Okay. So we'll see who are.
So Footler's looking good there on 19.8. You got to
Johan-
fancy him for the top 3.
Johan's struggling here. He's only got 800 now.
Yeah, and he's going to have to do something.
Yeah, and he's done it, and that's
Yeah.
good play.
I think if he gets called by Hoofy, and
I don't
Hoofy's
care what's happening. He's done a good play. I like it.
Hoofy's pretty solid usually. He can pass this Ace 9.
I still like Johan's play. Time was running out.
I do. I'm just seeing if
Yeah.
in
the actual
can
fact.
Hoofy,
He passed it.
Dear me. He can't be happy about that, Hoofy, can he? Although, look, this is a sit and go. He knows top 3 get paid, and he knows he can't. He can let it go.
Yep. Johan's back in the game.
Yeah.
Well, Hoofy says, look at this. This is a much better hand. Is he going to raise it?
He has to.
Yes. And he's just committed as well. Strong play.
Yeah. No mucking around. Lump it in. Call me at your peril.
And how nice to take down 480. Very nice.
Well, it's actually, no, it's spons. Well,
Well, 480.
if you take his 160,
Yeah, because
bottom
his
is,
money's
yeah.
in the middle. It's gone. If you leave it there, it's gone.
Although, when you're in the small blind, James, do you ever let go that it's your small blind? I don't. I always say, this is my 160. I'm going to defend it absolutely to the death. Well, sometimes,
Right. Yeah.
especially when it comes passed round to me.
And he's telling the truth, actually. I think he doesn't like people to pinch any of his blinds. This Barry.
No, I don't.
But I think we have to actually be prepared.
No, you're right. You're right. In the cold light of day, your small blind
It's a dangerous
gone.
area.
It's a very dangerous area.
It's so dangerous because you're out of position once you've called it.
whatever you do.
Because you've called it, and then we see the flop. Now you're first to speak. It's a nightmare, isn't it? You just don't know where you are with it. It's a difficult hand.
Let's see if Footler fancies these 5s in the cut-off. Let's find out. Is he going to stick it in? Is he going to raise? Is he going to pass? No. Flat call. Yeah. That was always going to come from Johan with the jacks.
It's a nice situation for Johan as well, because I think Footler's going to put it down.
But you don't want to put it down, do you? With 5s, you want him a call.
No, but I think Footler's going to put it down.
Yeah, I think
Johan
so.
will be happy. He's happy to take.
Oh, absolutely. Taking jack with jacks, always happy to take it down. Oh, he
called
calls. Wow, if he wins this, he'd be a very big chip leader. Just got to avoid the
This
2
is your
5s.
man's best chance.
My man, Johan goes out. You're right. Yeah, sorry. I thought you swapped sides. I thought, yeah.
No, that was your man's best chance because your man is in big trouble now.
You got to give. I've always liked Johan's play. He's very solid. He knows position. He knows when he's got to make a move.
Too late. Sister Snakey, go on, get back on
No,
him.
you picked him before I could have chance.
Right, it's a big bet from Hoofy again. Queen, King.
Wow, he's called it with the 8-9 suited. That's interesting.
I'll tell you what. Do you know what? I think it's not terrible because he's only got 1 big blind left, and I think he has to get lucky. I know
He's got to get very lucky now. He's got to actually have 2 more cards when there's only 1 to come. So,
But no, do you see what I'm saying? I don't mind that because he'd be fighting. He'd only had just over one big blind. He's trying to win the small blind, the big blind.
Yeah.
And
well, the only problem is he's just called. He was open for 2 live cards. He got that, which was nice. So let's have a look. Percentage of pre-flop folds. This is showing the tightest players from top to bottom. So Nash Anubis, the tightest player with 84% of the pre-flop folds, and now. Loosest player, who's no longer with us.
Is Barry Martin pre-flop?
Maldon.
No, Barry Martin pre-flop folds 0, it says.
James Browning pre-flop folds 100%. Not had aces yet. So that shows you that usually when these graphs come up on screen, look at this.
Oh,
He's flopped the
goodness.
absolute crown jewels in the straight flush. Very nice. With luck like this, Johan's obviously going to go on to win this. Where's my man gone? I go and look at some stats, and they've wiped him off. Was there a glitch in the software?
It's a conspiracy. I got the boys in the back room together.
Yeah, nice. Wow, look at this. Poor old Gan's got it all in. Monster ahead with the queens against the 4-5. And, dream flop for Johan.
Unbelievable.
Straight flush. Thank you very much. Ship it over here, he says.
I can never, ever remember flopping a straight flush in my life. How do you do it?
It's been a long time.
Have you flopped a straight flush?
I have flopped. I actually flopped it in a cash game in Amsterdam.
Wow!
When the guy flopped the nut flush against me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a €500 Omaha game in Amsterdam.
Okay, in Omaha, but I mean in Hold'em is different.
Oh, in Hold'em, it's still nice in Omaha.
Oh no, it's brilliant
when the guy
Omaha.
goes
oh no,
pot,
goodness.
pot.
Yeah, I've had a straight flush in the Omaha, but I've had a straight flush. No, I've never flopped one in Hold'em. Not that I can remember. Never flopped a straight flush. No. Well, fantastic though to have it.
Online poker, enough hands of we see. I'm sure we're going to see it now and again.
Oh, of course. Listen, every possibility will come up eventually.
Yeah.
That's what we've got to think about. And that is the thing where people always say, oh, this and that. It's not true at all. It's just that you see so many hands and you see it so quickly.
So a nice elimination for Footler. Hoof is gone. Now a heads up. Your man, James, Johan, is heads up with Footler. Very close in chips as well.
Yes, it looks like a good... Oh, look at that. Aggression from Johan there. Very good. And...
I think you got to take it with the hands being equal. Johan should win this because he's probably going to figure out that he needs to be aggressive against Footler because Footler's been pretty solid most of the time. The only call he made was slightly dubious with pocket fives, but he's played very solid.
Right, and he's gone up and down straight.
He has got one card to come.
Yeah, and that's good discipline.
Yeah. The right play.
And basically what Johan's doing there is he said, listen, I don't want to go out of this tournament calling. I'd prefer to go to this tournament betting, if anything.
Absolutely. Like this. Moved in with Jack
exactly.
5. Thank you
and that's
very
a great
much.
example, isn't it?
Yeah.
And too many of us would see that, oh, if I hit this straight, that's it, I'll probably win it. So you've ended up being sucked in there. But he says, no, forget that. I'd rather bet the next hand blind rather than
we've got
call
an all
that
in here. We've got, he's winning actually with the Queen 7 against the up and down Jack 9. Oh, he hits it. And your man takes it down, James.
8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen. Straight for Mr. Browning off with a winner.
Yes.
It's a good start, Barry.
It's a very good start. And,
Yes.
But he was the class act. So, a few more stats for you. Let's have a look at this pre-flop action. So, look at how many people have raised and called. You look at Johan there, 6% he was raised, 6% he's called. So he's played a very tight game, actually, James. You look at that. Considering we look at Maldon, who was out first, bit of a calling station. My man, I picked Snakey there, 21%. Another calling station.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's good. In Gaza Louis, look at this. No raises, 17 calls.
17% of calls.
17% of calls.
It's calling stations, in general, do not win poker tournaments.
No. Definitely not.
Very, very rarely.
In a sit and go, it can be a little bit slanted because in the early stages of a sit and go, I can just be a caller sometimes because I might try and get in late position with a funny hand to try and hit a monster flop.
Yep.
So I could be a caller, but then as it changes, well, I'm only going to be going in with raises. And in a cash game, I raise more than anyone. Because I enter most hands with raises.
Yeah, but you only played the nuts, James, most of these. Aces and kings, I've played with you before. Let's take a couple of emails. We've got some sent in to us. OK, first off. OK. Just get my emails up here a second. Sorry for the delay. OK. So we've got an email here from Pally M in Sweden. Hi, Poker Night Live. Hi, Pally, how are you? I wonder what happens if the dealer drops the deck when he is about to deal the river card. That's an interesting one, James. What would you do? You're playing a live game.
Yep.
Dealer's to deal the river card. He goes, oops-a-daisy, drops all the pack.
Drops all the deck. Well, what happens there is, once a pot has started to take place, there's no way that the pot can be aborted. Because otherwise, whenever you're in a bad situation in the pot, you just do whatever it is to make the pot has to be aborted. So it can never be, it always has to be finished. So what would happen is, if he was dealing, whoops, he's gone all over the place, say, sorry about that, you'd have to pick up the cards, shuffle them all up, and then just carry on from there.
Yeah.
But what happens is, once there's been action, okay, there's a blind, small blind, big blind, say Barry's next to speak. Once he's bet, this pot has to be finished, whatever's happened. Doesn't matter if he's scooped up someone's cards, whatever's happened, one way or another, it has to be finished.
Can actually happen on the flop as well, if actually action's taken place.
Scooped up the whole...
Yeah, no, even if, one bet has taken place,
Yeah.
action's taken place, he has to be redealt, and we start again.
Yeah.
Okay, another
We don't
email.
start it again, it's completed.
I mean, the shuffle.
Yeah, that
You have
hand
put the
has to
back
be
in.
completed,
Absolutely.
that's right. Has to be completed.
Okay, we've got an email here from Eamon. Hi guys, great show. Hi Eamon, how are you? First time contact to the show, so he wants to send us an email. Thank you very much for that. I play 50 cent $1. Very tight aggressive. I have no problem tripling up or better. Thanks for the spell check there, Eamon. With what I normally do sit down with, I do this on a regular basis.
Well, that's good.
My main problem is when I get king pre-flop and I know my opponent has ace-ace. That's very easy, isn't it? He's got kings, you've got aces, or the other way around? Pass, maybe? No. I can never persuade myself to lay them down, even though I have no problem laying down king or ace-queen.
Queen.
Or queen and ace-king. My night's winnings pre-flop can be undone very quickly, and how often would you lay down king pre-flop? It's a tough one, Eamon. Very, very tough one. Look, if you know the guy's got aces or the girl's got aces, you've got to lay them down. If not, be prepared to go skint, unfortunately. But you're not going to come up against aces a lot of the time. Most of the time, you've got to understand that aces to be dealt pre-flop, just like your kings, is 220 to 1. So the chance of you come up against aces when you've got kings is very, very inoften. James, what would you say on that one?
Basically, what you've got to think about is what information have you been given? I'll tell you what, in Hold'em, if there's been a raise, a re-raise and a re-raise, I'll tell you what, the third re-raise, more than 50% of the time is going to be aces. I'll tell you that now. So depends what information you've got. I think the moral of the story is, if you're in a situation in Hold'em, whatever the part of the game, whatever hand you've got, if you're in a situation where you don't know where you are, then it's probably best to get out of it and save your money for the next hand where you do know where you are. And in the long run, bearing that in mind, you wouldn't go far wrong.
Wise words, mate. Wise words. So, let's have a quick look how you can get in contact with us at the studio here on Poker Night Live. Quick look at the text numbers. Get your mobiles out, get tapping, 62211. And the email, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. So we've got 12 tables left of our multi-table tournament this evening. As you can see, the tables turn green, which means multi-table time.
How many players did we have tonight, Barry?
We had 225 entrants into this event.
All right, not bad, not bad.
So first prize is going to be $675. We're playing 20 places this evening.
I'll tell you what, the chip leader, we've got him on the table here. It's seat number 8.
Only 12,000 he's got, considering everyone else. I think he's got them all covered by about 4 to 1, which is always a very nice situation to be in. Except when you're up against ace-king with the nut flush as well, when you've got ace-queen. So, and he paid him off. Nice.
Yeah, you use...
Nothing.
Anything, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe
we were scratching our heads there thinking...
Maybe, I was trying to think, what have I missed here?
There's no parts, no ace or queen on board. Interesting.
Golfy Nuts, I think, must have been walking on water, I think. He thinks anything wins.
Yeah, possibly. Well, let's see how he plays the 3 deuce.
Yeah, it could be a monster for him. Oh, no.
No, passes in a heartbeat.
Well, maybe that last hand brought him back to his senses.
Possibly. Just to quickly talk about our theme of the evening, which was I believe it was bogey hands, wasn't
Yeah.
it? We're talking about hands that you don't like playing, that you feel that you have to play in certain positions, but you don't want to. Hands that you've had lots of bad beats with. We'd like to hear about them. If you want to text or email into the show, James and myself will do our best to try and turn them into something other than a bogey hand.
This is a good table to get a bogey hand at. You wouldn't see it.
Very good, James. Let me do the jokes here.
Sorry.
Anyway, these multi-tables, just for our viewers maybe not have only seen our sit and goes and not seen the multi-tables before, how would you play the multi-tables compared to the sit and goes, James? You're going to play them a lot slower than the sit and goes?
I'll tell you what, there's a similarity really. Basically, it goes down to the same principle we were just talking about before. Whatever you do, there's 225 players in the tournament. Whatever you do, you can't win the tournament at early stages.
No.
It doesn't matter if you go, this, I take all the risks. Yeah, wonderful. There's a long way to go, pal. It doesn't matter how many chips you get now, because later on, the size of the blind will be so big that what you've won now is irrelevant. So you shouldn't be taking too many risks, because it's all risk-reward ratio. If you take risks early on, where's the best time to get your form in a tournament, Barry? Where do you want to get lucky?
Heads up.
Heads up.
That's a simple one.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
You want to get your form later in the tournament.
Absolutely.
Because how many hands do you need to win?
I want to be getting filth the first 2 or 3 levels. Pass. People on the table
hit the
think I'm a
final,
rock.
win 3 hands in a row, you've suddenly got a stack of chips.
Exactly.
What more do you want?
Yep.
But that is a great principle. If we look at that, why is that? It's because the blinds are so much bigger. So therefore, the more hands you go into, the more times you risk your life, the more chance you're going to get killed. It's like the Grand National. The more fences they put, less likely you're going to get round it. So if you try and jump too many fences in the early stages of a multi-table tournament, you're just making life more difficult. So basically, my principle will be the more times that you go all in a tournament, wow, very difficult to win it. Because it doesn't matter even if you go in as a favourite. If they're calling you...
Well, how many 70-30 shots do you need before you're actually a dog in so many situations?
You only need about 3 of them, you're suddenly underdog. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's the way people... Oh, yeah, but I was... you were 70-30 that one time, but it's your third one, pal. Even money shots. Yeah. So it's you're 3-1 against to win 2 of them.
It's not good odds, is it?
You're 3-1 against to win 2 of them.
Exactly.
Which people forget that. You're 7-1 against to win 3 even money shots in a row. And people, how many times have come to you, I can't believe it, I can't win an even
Can't win
money.
a 50-50.
Yeah.
Well, how many have you done? Oh, well, I won the Ace-King 3 times, but I got it in with Queens.
Yeah, but when I wanted this one, yeah. And that's what it is. So now, that's great that we've talked about that, because that shows how so we don't want to make it difficult for ourselves. That's where we've got to try and avoid. So therefore, I think the right strategy is to go along steadily, without risking your life, taking down pots without showing your cards as many times as you possibly can. And I think that is the way to make your way through a field. Then later on, have the ability to be able to change gear when you need to, or if luck goes against you, be able to push it in with the King 9 when you need to. You recognise the moment, and I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I've got a big hand here. Got aces here for... Was it Poogie? No, Pookie.
Unfortunately, the guys flopped the straight.
Oh, yeah, look at this. They're flopping good stuff tonight, aren't they?
And you see why Golfy Nut's got all his chips. Likes getting it in with...
mystery hands.
Little limit raise there with the nuts, always nice. Oops, the daisy.
Bye, Pookie.
Yep, drawing absolutely dead on the river. Never nice with aces.
Yeah, the principle I had was... backed up a little bit, thank goodness. I was on the cruise, and I played 4 tourneys there. And one of the tourneys, I actually came 3rd out of 342. And no word of a lie, I had a pair of kings and ace-queen. Those were my 2 proper hands. I got the pair of kings at the final table, where I won some chips with, so it was a good timing to get it. The ace-queen, I can't remember what happened with that. Well, hang on. There were 342 players. I came 3rd. Well, what happened? Well, I didn't show my cards a lot of times. And I was hanging on by fingertips a lot of times through the tournament. And then somewhere along the line I had to get lucky. One time I had to push with a pair of 3s and against 2 big cards, and it got a slight favour and it won. Thank goodness I'm back in there again. But a lot of times I found moments where I could take down a pot, keep me going, desperately trying to Give me a hand, I'm crying. But somewhere along the line, I kept on staying
if
alive.
you look at the chips, if it's a deep stack tournament, how many times you need to double up in a big stack tournament? You don't need to double up that many.
Exactly.
You don't need that many times. 3 or 4 times you can make a final.
That's right.
You know, it's
then
not
now
difficult.
towards the end there was push here, etc., etc. Then some funny hands. Now when I got more chips and someone, I took someone on with king something. Yes, I won that one. Thank you. Okay, obviously I had my good luck at times as well, but didn't get hit with any cards. Funny enough, another tournament I got hit with cards. Boom, did nothing.
It's funny because Phil Hellmuth actually said on more than one occasion in his book, and also speaking to him, you know, he wants to win lots of small pots. You know, raise pre-flop, hopefully get a cooler, take it down with a bet on the flop. Don't want to risk his stack, especially in these, like the World Series and stuff like this. He doesn't want to get busy against big stacks, and 2, for all his stack, unless he's got the absolute nuts.
And I'll tell you what Phil Hellmuth does very, very well, and this is in relation to what our Swedish emailer said before. I have seen Phil Hellmuth put down massive hands.
Me too.
And he's been wrong sometimes. It doesn't matter. That does not matter. I've seen him put down queens when he was wrong. It doesn't matter. Why? Because it means if you're capable of putting down a pair of queens, how many losing hands are you putting down?
Exactly.
You're putting down a lot more. You're going to get it wrong sometimes, but you're putting down a lot more losing hands. And the key thing about no limit hold'em is you have to be able to lay a hand down. And that is a massive, massive point.
2 things TJ Klute said in his book. 1, if you can't lay winning hands down, you're never going to win a tournament. And 2, the bigger the tournament, the bigger the laydowns you have to make most of the time. So,
without being big-headed, I think it's probably one of my strong. I mean, I know you think it's one of my strong points. Is I can put hands down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you came after that tournament, you said, "My goodness, you put some great hands down."
Yeah.
But I think it is one of my strong points. And these big tournaments, I do like long tournaments because I know I'll battle on, and I'll find my moment when I'll have my bet and put the other ones down, because you can still use those chips for something else. So I said, if you're not sure of a situation, why play it? Say, okay, you got me. You might have bluffed me. I don't care. You got me. I'll attack now. I'll ask you the question. So best, if you ask the question, there's always a chance the opponent will make the mistake. So put yourself in that position more often, it'll be better.
Good. Okay. Without any further ado, let's crack on with the cash game I think we've got. We'll come back to the multi-table tournament a little bit later on when it's a few less runners.
Is it because we're just a new couple that we're not arguing? Is that what it is?
No, don't worry. We'll get there eventually.
Well,
James.
we will argue eventually.
Like a couple of old girls, we'll start bickering.
Because to start with, we're very in tune.
Absolutely. we want to give very finger on pulse, excellent analogies and advice and very good stuff for our viewers, because we don't want to send them down
Anyway,
the wrong way.
I'm glad with the last we've got together. I'm enjoying it, Barry. Anyway, that's good.
It's good. It's good. I'm not enjoying it as much as Grifter is with the nut flush there against our second pair. He can pass this. Oh no, he didn't. Marvellous.
Right, this is a 25, 50-cent game. It means you can sit down with $50. And you can sit down with as little as $5, believe it or not. However, that would be tough at this table, because if we can see here, Name Exists has turned his $50 into 170.
Nice return on the evening, unless he's pulled up 11 times.
That's true. But I think we'd have to like to bet he was winning, I think.
Yeah.
It's tough to get to 170. I mean, even if you've had to come up for what he has done, even if he is losing, is he's turned a 50 into 170 anyway. So he's done.
I did see a funny thing in the club, in our club, in the Gutshot Club. There's an internet cafe. One of the guys was playing a 5-cent, 10-cent micro limit game.
Oh right.
And the guy had sat down just obviously waiting for a tournament. He sat down with $96,000 in this micro for a laugh. And he was going all in.
It was a limit game.
No, it was no limit.
Oh,
it was a no limit game. But people were sitting down with like $5, $8, and he sat down with just short of $100,000. So it's a big mashup here. Queens against kings. So if you're like Eamon, who emailed us earlier saying, "Oh, I've got kings, I have to lay it down." I don't know about you, but I find kings hard to lay down, James.
They are hard to lay down, very hard to lay down.
Especially playing a very loose, aggressive table. Kings, I think, are virtually impossible to lay down.
I'll tell you the truth when I've laid them down. Just one sec. We look at this one.
Yeah, he's probably going to do his money with the queens, isn't he? Unless a scare card comes. I think his last 16's got to go in here, isn't it? He's got to think they're good, has he? No? Maybe the paired threes? Okay. No, it's just flat called.
The last time I laid them down, believe it or not, in my life, and I haven't done it many times, I have to admit, was at the gut shot.
Yeah.
I was playing a cash game there.
Really?
And I laid down kings.
Pre-flop?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
was you right?
Yeah, he turned over aces. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how did the betting go? Was it raise, re-raise, re-raise?
There was re-raise. There was. I forget. It was a while back now. But it also the guy and the way he reacted. Actually,
was there a bit of a Hollywood? Was there a Hollywood dwell up on all this?
No, he did a different one. What he did was, he actually. But I knew he was acting, so now I think, why are you acting? But what he did was, we know it's a tell that when someone's bluffing, that they sort of hold their breath and they can't breathe, they're like a scared rabbit in front of the headlights. Mm-hmm. But he was trying to be like that.
So it was trying the double bluff on you.
So I'm thinking, you're acting, so you want to make me think that you're bluffing, are you? Or whatever, etc., etc., etc. I can't remember whether that came down to... Was it pre-flop or not? The one pre-flop, I know, I remember passing the kings with that, and I turned him over, and he turned over his aces. And, oh, my goodness, they said, people watched it. Oh, I'm going to have to watch Poker Night Live now, they said. But the one I remember very clearly was in Scotland. It was a long-haul tournament, a 2-day tournament. It was Frankie Knight. I think he just won a big tournament.
He did. Local club in London,
yeah. Local club in London. There's been raised, I've done a pre-flop raise, quite a good side. He's re-raised over the top. I pass it to my kings. Sure enough, he turns his over aces. But he is like as solid.
Yep. He makes you look like a loose goose.
Oh, I'm loose as a goose compared with Frankie Knight.
Yep.
I'm Barry Martin.
You are, in relative terms to Frank Knight, yes.
Almost same hairstyle.
You'll be all right. This took days of pruning. It's marvellous. Thanks for that, James. Yes. So you got any bigger tournaments you're going to play in the next?
Yes, I'm hoping to play in the big one in Austria.
Okay, the WESOP or whatever it's called.
But the one which is like a 4-day tournament, that's like the one I want to play.
Big stack, long blind, 2-hour levels.
I think it's my tournament, that's my style. So
it's supposed to be really nice over at the Concord as well.
Yeah, I've been there before. I went there, I thought the quality of the dealers was excellent. Mm-hmm. I thought the place was fun. They let you take your laptop in. They've got wireless there, so you can just use your laptop, which is nice. Just fun. I found a great place to stay. Very clean and cheap. The ETAP, I think it is. Fantastic. Something like €40 a night.
Wow.
But you couldn't fault it. So pristinely clean. Mm-hmm. Good. Oh, fantastic. I thought, wow, this is good, isn't it? So, yeah, I'd like to go there. That would be my plan. But I think it could be a good festival.
Yeah, no, always usually, well, it's been on for a number of years now. It's always been...
Professionally run, isn't it, as well?
Professionally run and usually an excellent turnout amongst the top European players.
So hopefully, I think we might be having some live contacts with different things with Poker Night Live.
Yeah, I believe that's coming in March. We've got phone-ins from pros in and around the globe.
All being well, I'm hoping if I am there and doing any good, I'll be able to phone in. Might be me talking to you, Barry, and let you know.
I know you did it at the Gut Shot. You was in the festival and you was ringing in on the...
Yeah, that's right, yeah, because I got to the final of your big one there, didn't I?
You did.
Came fourth, I think it was.
Yep. Nice cash.
Yeah, well, it was good money.
A nice cash.
Actually, that was a good festival as well. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good fun.
And that was well run and a nice atmosphere, I must admit.
Thank you for saying so.
No, it was.
An excellent food.
There was this guy there with a microphone at the final table. I found he got on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, he went on a little bit, but... I never liked his hair.
No.
No.
You had to do something with that, that's what I thought.
Yeah, excellent. So let's have a look. What's going on here, James? We've got this very small cash game. It's all very tight. Usually these 25, 50 games, you usually find you go down the limits of these cash games that we see here on Poker Night Live. You find that the smaller the games, usually the looser it gets. Maybe a little bit more passive, but just as loose, would you find?
Yeah, well, except I'll tell you what, we had a 50-cent $1 game last night, and the quality of the play was very, very good. Mm. But there was actually some good players in it, like Johan Harren was sat in it, and different ones, Snap It, I think, and different ones were there. But it was a good quality game. Let's have a look to see what the bets are in relation to the blinds. That's the best way in it to see what's going on, Barry.
Yeah.
So, is there a hand you'd be playing here?
Oh, definitely the ace-4. I'm gonna be lumping it.
Oh, in the small blind. You're not putting that down.
No.
Are you raising?
Me, I'm going to be raising that. Comes check round to me with ace four. It's like I've got quads in the hand.
Funny enough, I would raise it myself.
Yeah, me too.
Against the big blind, I do
Absolutely.
raise that. But
I wouldn't. I'll make it. If look, I've got 7.30 in front of me, 20. I might make it $2 to go. And if it comes over the top, I'll make a decision.
Yeah.
I fancy a gamble. Am I going to pull up again? This is my case money.
I'll tell you what, in my cash games I'm playing, many times if it comes down to me, small blind against the big blind, I pop in my normal
See,
side
he was having a
raise.
go at me earlier about, you shouldn't defend your big blind. It's money that's not yours anymore. Now you're telling me to defend.
Because it was just against the big blind.
That's what I said. Come round to me. You just...
No, but I'm talking about making up the small blind when there's more people in is very dangerous.
But well, it's dangerous, but it's good value though, isn't it? You're putting in like maybe 1/8 or 1/10 of the pot to see a flop.
Yeah.
How many hands are 10 to 1 behind?
No, that's true. I think if you've got the discipline that you can get away from the hand once it's...
Look, if
you've got to hit these
say you call
flops full on.
with 7-9,
Okay.
and it comes 9 high, and it goes raise, re-raise. You've got to ask yourself that you're not actually
Yeah,
winning.
it's no good
And
for
there's
you.
no point in betting
You
out.
want to hit
here.
it straight.
Yeah, or trips, or a house, or
Yes.
something like this.
Okay, I think if you make up the small blind and you realise that the level of hand you want to hit has got to be a lot higher than normal,
You got
Then
to
you can
absolutely
start
flop
doing
2
it.
pair before you get busy.
and then chuck it one pair. But I see people making up the small
No.
blind,
They
making
call,
one
they call with
pair.
ace 4, ace 5.
Hit
We've
the
got
4.
3 callers. Well, no, they hit the ace, and they get surprised that ace jack's gone all in.
Yeah, yeah. And they lose a truckload then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at this. So we're going to see a raise from Enigma.
Early position, ace jack. Don't like it. Coming from me, I know that's very strange, James.
Wow.
Very strange.
In this one, because if I think it'd been a bit passive, I would put in 150 here.
Yeah, put a little tickly raise in, see where you stand.
150. 2, okay?
That'll do.
And let's see how it plays.
Just a reminder to our viewers, you're watching Poker Night Live. I'm Barry the Bully Martin, joined by Poker Night Live's elder statesman, Mr. James Browning.
Yeah, we leave that out, thanks.
I meant elderly statesman because you've been around.
I
You've
have
been around the
been
block a
around.
few times. You know, you're very
But I'm
experienced,
very young at heart.
very young at heart, and you're a very snappy dresser as well, James.
Oh,
I must
thank
say.
you.
It's okay. But now, poker like life is, you need to build up experience over years, and playing as many hands you possibly can, you can't beat, can you? Really,
No.
for experience, and that's why you get some of these internet players are very good players. They've seen thousands of hands.
Yeah, they're
online.
getting their experience so quickly, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're
Now you get me into a live cash game, a little different.
well,
a little
because
different.
that takes time. There's no quick route to getting
There
live
isn't.
experience.
No.
So you have this sort of amazing thing. You've got this guy who can actually, he's very experienced at poker, but is actually a novice in a live game.
Yeah.
With all everything which is going on round about him.
Yeah.
And he's got all like sort of beginner's tells, but he's got like an experienced player's play.
Yeah.
And it's a very strange mix.
Absolutely.
Very strange mix.
Saying that, there was a kid who was playing a cash game last week. I was playing and someone give me a little bit of, come and sit down in the cash game, put some value up, because they seem it's been a bit of a Lucy and, raising with all kinds of
Do
stuff.
they really?
They do. I can't understand it, James.
Unbelievable.
I get pocket kings, right? Now,
They'll
I'm
never
under
put
the
you
ki-
on that for a start, Barry.
We're in a pot limit game. I've made it, I don't know, 3 quid. No, what was it? 1, 2. I've made it 7 to go. Get a couple of callers. The flop comes 7-7. I bet out, right? Small blind gives it a big sigh. Calls. Okay, don't like this too much. Okay, the turn's a queen. I look at him. He checks. I bet again. Bet the pot. 25, 30 quid. He raises me, limit raises me, right? I'm thinking to myself, this is very dubious. I'm going to call, right? Now, he's got 70 quid left. The
Yeah.
pot's like 85, 90 quid. The third 7 turns up, right? He gives it one of these, right? He bets 30 quid into like 100 quid pot or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's got 70 quid left. I show my kings. I goes, show me the 7. He had ace 7.
Yeah.
He goes, how do you know I had the 7? I went, it's the worst Hollywood I've ever seen. You obviously ain't got an equity card because you're crap. And he was going, oh, no, we'll give it away. I said, well, you sighed and you give it all this business. You obviously had the 7. I don't know why I paid you off getting to the river anyway. But, hats off, you got 25 quid off me. I did iron him out about 4 hands later because I 5-6 against his aces. And I flopped,
that's more like
and I
you.
flopped the boat and he paid me off.
The
which
problem
was
is,
nice.
Harry, you've got no experience playing pairs of kings.
No, I can't play kings.
No, you're not used to it.
I'm not.
5, 6, that's your area, okay?
The third 7, I've got kings full. Or 7's full of kings. I'm thinking I'm in good shape until he gives it the big Hollywood. So, Marvellous stuff. Okay, let's quickly go to another email, James, here, while we're here. Okay. This is from Ed the Bunny.
Oh, they're piling in there.
They are. Hi guys, great show as usual. Been watching for a while now and played my first tournament tonight on the internet and finished 107th. Excellent work.
Well, unless it was only 108.
Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see. So as you can see, I have a lot to learn. I would like you guys to explain the difference between no limit, pot limit and fixed limit poker, as I always go into no limit and perhaps the other types of poker would suit me better. Okay, Ed the Bunny, thanks for the email. Let's go through them in their constituent parts. No limit, very straightforward. The blinds are forced, obviously, the small and big blind, but you can bet all your chips at any time. Easy, no limit, simple. Pot limit, again, pretty straightforward. You can only bet the size of the pot at any time. So, blind, say, $1, $2, comes round to your first to speak. The biggest size of bet you can make it is $7, which is $2 the initial call, and the $5 which is in the pot. The guy to the left can now put in $7 and raise the pot again. That's pot limit. And fixed limit, exactly what it says on the tin, fixed betting. So, if you go into, say, like a 3-6 game, the small bet for the first 2 rounds are $3, and they're betting equal parts of $3. So 3 raises 3, then another raises 3. They'll be capped at 4 bets per round. And the second level, which is the turn and the river, are the larger bet, which is the $6 if it's a 3-6 limit. So they are your 3 areas. So James, I don't know if you've got anything else to add. Do you play all 3 games? Pot, no limit, and fixed limit?
Yeah, yes, I do. Yeah, the thing, they're all different. I don't play much limit now. If I play live, most of the times I play live is pot limit, and if I play the internet, it's virtually all. Actually, it's not true. It's virtually all no limit. But just recently, I've actually been playing a new game. I've been playing 5-seater tables pot limit.
Wow.
And you wouldn't recognise me, Barry, I'm afraid.
Really?
No.
Getting busy?
Monster.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We'll have to get you one night on Poker Night Live. We can,
See me in the 5-seater table. I'll have a game with you. Watch me one
Sounds
time.
Good.
Have a look.
Sounds good. Okay. Back to the emails, James, here, I think. We've got lots to go through this evening.
Yeah, the thing is with pot limit, as I said one night before, it gets exponentially bigger, which means that it grows and grows and grows because each pot.
The big pot limit games,
Yes,
they can get very large.
Yeah, so it's.
Okay, last one for Gerard, very quickly. We've got 30 seconds before the break. Hi guys, just wanted to ask you how both of you often you play at gut shots and when you should play gut shots. Sorry, it's an easy one to make. When you play gut shots and when you get it how you would play it. Okay. How would you play gut shot? Do you play gut shots?
I think we'll do that one after the break.
Okay, we'll do the gut shots after the break. Join us again in a few minutes. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to Poker Night Live. You've got myself, Barry the Bully Martin, alongside Mr. James Browning.
Good, Barry.
Right, before we went to a break, we had a quick email from Gerard that we didn't get to answer, talking about gut shots, when to play them, and how would you play them? Gut shots, James. You can't. You're too tight to play gut shots.
No, I'll tell you when I'd be likely to play a gut shot. It will be when I believe I am in a position where I can put in a semi-bluff, because that's what it is. It's a semi-bluff because it's a position where I know I'm losing this hand at the moment. However, if I do hit my gut shot, I know I will be winning. So that is a classical semi-bluff situation. And that's when I would play a gut shot. Mm-hmm. If I think he's got a hand, he's beating me, he's not so strong, I think I can bet and probably push him out the pot.
So it's not really about the gut shot, is it? It's about playing a position, a situation that you feel you can actually make the power play.
Yes,
and push the person. But you know you've got outs to the nuts.
It's got an escape route. It's better than an out-and-out bluff because there is an escape route.
But don't you prefer better semi-bluff positions than a gut shot? Because say you're on the flop, you've got 5, 6 and the flop's 8, 9, you're looking for a 7. 4 hour is not something you're looking to get all your chips in with, if you think there's a marginal chance that the player could actually call you.
I'll tell you what, when I'll use it though is, if it's been check, I've got a gut shot, I could well put in the bet there, because I've seen a sign of weakness and I have a little escape route as well. That's when I would use it. But
wouldn't you prefer to do that play with maybe you're holding...
If I had a bit more...
Well, the ace bit of spades, and it comes spade. Is that not a better play for you there?
Well, no, in some ways it's not. I'll tell you why, because when I've just got a gut shot, They think, what on earth's he betting here with? Oh my goodness, he must have this, he must have that. So they put me on a different sort of hand. They think I might have trips, I might have two.
But Saf is a pretty innocuous board, you know.
Right.
It's a nothing
The
board.
flush boards tends to shout out, though. People think, oh, you're just trying to smash your way through with a flush draw. I think that one's sometimes harder to pull off.
Maybe.
Do you get what I'm... Because everyone can see... You know how it's harder to get paid on a flush, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Right. If you've been going for a straight draw, you're more likely to be paid if you've hit your straight than if you've been on a flush draw and you've made your flush. So let's have a look at the opposite.
But isn't that down to odds, though, for the player?
No, it's because people see it. They don't pay the same respect to straights. They tend to see the flush because it's so obvious. And I really think that is the case. People, it's harder to get paid off when you hit your flush. Because of that, the opposite of it is, when you're making a semi-bluff, the gut shot is very hidden. It looks like, wow, he's betting, what's he betting with? They get scared of other things. That's the last thing on the mind, that you've got a gut shot.
But you're not looking for a call, are you? You're looking for a pass.
No, I'm looking for a pass. It's only an escape. The gut shot is only my escape route.
Okay.
Or, if someone puts in a very weak bet, as we saw before, you pointed some, look at this, he's put such a weak bet. Hang on, I might sneak in there and call with a gut shot, because I'm getting huge implied odds. Because if I hit my gut shot, it won't be recognised and I will get paid a bumper pot.
It's nice because that's a good point, actually, because it's very much under the radar, isn't it?
That's
it's not
right.
It's not
hidden.
Looks like a standard play.
It's hidden.
Yeah. So, there you go, Gerard. That's when to play gut shots. We'll take one more email before we zoom back to the multi-table, which I believe there's about 5 tables left, so we'll get back to that in a second. One more email here.
We've got
one more email from Nick.
Just to let you know, we've got in a little earpiece there, and there's 38 left. So
there's 38 left,
yep,
okay.
Quite exciting.
Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. Right, email from Nick. How you doing, Nick? Thanks for the email. Hi, guys. I qualified for the French Open last weekend, finishing 98 out of 435. Not bad. I was short-stacked with Jack-Jack and run into Willie Tan's King-King.
Oh.
It's unfortunate. Anyway, it exposed a problem in my game. I wasn't sure what to do with the Ace-King when the pot had already been raised in early position. I'm pessimistic by nature and always worry that a high pair rather than Ace-10 or Ace-Jack. That's fair enough. So I tend to fold, possibly surrendering an opportunity to double up. My chip stack was never above 17,000, so I couldn't afford to get it wrong. But was I too cautious in this tournament situation? Well, without knowing the full, ABCs of the play there, Nick, it's difficult to say, but Ace-King's a trouble hand. At the end of the day, a pair of twos are beating you. Any pair you're behind, you're going to have to play catch-up with Ace-King. Now, I like playing Ace-King very strong. Maybe we'll get to James in a second about how he likes Ace-King, but the thing with Ace-King, you're 50% to hit your Ace or King against a pair when you see all 5 cards. That means you're going to have to play it either very strong by getting all your chips in, or playing it whereby someone's going to pass to your re-raise, or if it's a deep stacked situation, you may only be able to see the flop. So Ace-King's a tough hand to play, especially in deep stack tournaments to some pretty hefty pre-flop action. Ace-King, James, what do you reckon?
I don't think you've done too much wrong, actually, because Ace-King is a very troublesome calling hand. It's not a hand I particularly want to be calling with in tournaments. Listen, in cash games, I maybe call with it if I think I'll just lie low and call with it. But in cash games, or in tournaments, it's a far better betting hand. It's a hand you want to bet with. It's a hand I'll raise with. Ace-King is a hand I will re-raise with. Why? Because at the end of the day, okay, the nightmare is if I run up against a pair of aces. But at the end of the day, even if I run up against a pair of kings, I'm still less than 3-1 against. That's against the second best hand in Hold'em poker. If I'm against a pair of queens, I've got 2 overcards. So therefore, and if I'm against ace-queen, ace-jack, obviously it's very, very nice. So I want it to be played aggressively. I think it's a far better betting hand than a calling hand. That's my main principle on it.
Good. Okay, James. Okay, we'll do one more email before we get to the multi-tables, as we've got a lot to get through this evening.
Yeah, they're flying in. That's what we like. So keep on sending them in. We don't mind there's a lot. We want more. We're greedy. Aren't we?
You sound like Bob Geldof.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, very much so. You should work for a charity show. We want more. Send your money in. Although, try not to swear.
And more.
Yeah. Okay, email from Daniel Trett. Thanks, Daniel, for the email. Hello, guys. First of all, thanks for the great advice. Well, it's good to see someone's listening. I've now give up work and make a living playing in 5 poker tournaments a week at my local casinos. Wow. I'm going to get straight to the point. I was second chip leader with about 13 people remaining in a £50 unlimited rebuy for an hour tournament. I was dealt pocket kings on the big blind. The chip leader was in middle position and raises all in. I fold my kings, fearing that he's got an ace or have aces, and if I with a 30% chance of that, and finishing 13th and not getting paid. Now I finished second and got paid about £1,800. However, cannot help but think if I played that hand, I could have easily won. So firstly, do you think I was right to fold away my kings, or was it just a fear of missing out on the prize money? Furthermore, do you ever think it's a good play to fold away kings pre-flop? Thanks very much, Daniel. So, folding kings pre-flop. It's funny, we've had kings quite a lot this evening on the show. Personally, I'm always looking to... Now, let's look at the evidence. You're playing poker for a living. So, as a percentage play, it's not a bad play that you folded your kings for a purely, I'm going to get into the money situation. That's what you've done. You've got second. You can only hope that, the guy had an underpair or a hand he wasn't going to hit and you were going to, nick his chips. That's a possibility. But you folded your kings, you got away from it, and you finished second. In my mind, that's, financial terms, you've done very, very well. So, folding kings pre-flop, not something I do a lot. I know James said he's only done it a few times, but you made second place. Not bad. James?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a look at the actual situation which took place here. The chip leader was in middle position and he moved all in. It was a weird play, this is, isn't it? Absolutely strange play.
Is he going to move in with aces there?
I don't think so.
Maybe Daniel knows the player. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's never seen him before.
If he knows this is a trait of his...
Maybe he's just broken tables and he's just moved with a lot of chips.
Okay, but to me, I think it's highly unlikely that he's got aces, to tell the truth. And in fact, I would have been in there with my kings because I just.
But you made a point with ace king though, didn't you? About I've got 30% to hit my ace. No, he's got kings, but you're saying he's still 30%.
Ace king's a different story.
No. But if the guy's ace king, ace queen, ace jack,
he's
still got a 30% chance of hitting it. And as Daniel's quite rightly said, he's playing purely to make the money. That's what he's trying to do.
But now he goes big chip leader now. He goes favourite to win the tournament himself. I mean, no, I don't believe this all-in would be aces myself. Very rarely have I seen anyone do that in a serious tournament.
It's a definite double bluff play, isn't it? Moving all in with aces, especially the guy's got a big stack, more than 4 or 5 times.
I know
the
a
blinds.
couple of characters who do it, but they're few and far between. Let's put it that way.
Well, I actually went out of the 3,000 no limit event at the World Series. I was very similar situation. I think I was 9 out of the money with pocket kings. Under the gun, moves all in. I'm second chip leader at the table, really in good shape. I've got 35 big blinds. He moves all in. I've only got 3,000 or 4,000 more than he has. I look down on the button, I've got kings. I call in a heartbeat. I know he hasn't got aces. He turns over ace king, spikes an ace on the river. Next hand I get jacks, I go out against ace queen. Now, yes, it was a bad beat story. I'm sorry to recycle the bad beat stories, and I'm sure many of my friends have heard this many times. I could have made the money in the World Series if I... But I'm not playing it to get into the money. I don't play tournament poker to make money. I play tournament poker for fun. And that's how I've set my stall out. I was there to try and win a bracelet, and for me, kings was an instamatic play. I pushed it in, called, and I got unlucky. I was a 3-1 favourite, and I lost.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I must admit, in this story here, I'd been in there with my kings, I'm afraid.
Me too.
Yeah.
But second place, good effort.
Oh, he did well anyway.
Well done, Daniel.
I've spied the bottom ace from Newcastle, so...
Indeed. Good Geordie boy. Yeah.
I'll be playing there tomorrow night, all being well. In the same tournament as you, Daniel.
Keep out of his way. Mess with him. He's sort of aces only. He never plays kings, you know.
Yeah, no, chuck them
Don't
away.
get involved.
Kings, well.
Anyway, look, we've had some great emails this evening. You want to see more and more coming in. You can also text the show. Quick look how you can get in contact with us here in the studio. 62211 is the text number. So get your mobiles out, get busy fingering the keypad. And the email, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Let's have a look. We're going back to the bogey green table, the multi-table tournament. Let's have a look. I think we've told us 38 players left, and we're going to have a look Oh, 34 I'm now hearing in my earpiece. With who's the chip leader now? We're looking at, is that Daz 24? No, Golfing Art's still our chip leader over there in seat 1. 17,000.
Yeah, where Daniel will be playing is a new casino up in Newcastle. We have 4 casinos in Newcastle now, all giving poker.
Really?
But this new casino, it's the new group, which is just opened up. They've just killed the opposition. They've absolutely...
Do it properly? Because the others, I must say, I've been to a few of the...
Well, no, the others were doing it well. Stanley's
well...
were doing it well, but these ones suddenly came and added money.
Ah.
So they added a lot of money.
Captured the imagination, got everyone there.
Captured the people by adding the money. And now all of a sudden, they've even challenged, which was a very stable Tuesday night tournament. They've just taken it over from them.
And you're getting people coming up from, I know there was quite a good Teesside and stuff like that.
People go to this one, it's amazing. And they're putting on nice facilities in the casino. It's like the most modern casino you've ever seen in your life. You don't believe you're in England. It's like you're in another land. And they've got a big card room, and they're doing a good job. They're really very keen on the poker, and they're putting on loads of tournaments. And the one tomorrow is on a Tuesday, is an amazing tournament. They'll be adding, I think, at least £1,000, and it's a £50 tournament.
Excellent.
So, a great tourney.
Excellent. Well, as our technical team have told us, this is the chip leader table. Actually not. We've got actually a player with more chips in this. We're going to have move tables swiftly.
Oh, Golfy Nut's still there, did you see?
Yeah, but no, he's not the chip leader.
No,
now,
I said
so
he's still there.
He's still there. Amazingly so.
Yeah.
After his play. Just in time to see how chip leader Mr. Kakarot 21 with 26,000. All very nice.
Blinds are now 300, 600.
What's the level? Just to, obviously multi-table's a little bit different from our sit and goes, James. What level before you start to feel the pinch with, say the blinds are 300, 600?
Yep.
What's your beyond your fail-safe point?
4,200. 7 big blinds. I think that's the last time I can get people to pass without... still have a chance to make people pass.
Right.
Because I think they don't want to... They still will think twice before they... If we look at the table here, we look around the table, there's a few people here. I'm not a minger, he wouldn't want to put 4,000 in. Kingpin, he wouldn't want to put 4,000 in. Apple wouldn't want to put 4,000. There's enough players who wouldn't want to put 4,000
So you're saying to me that your bet's going to be...
7 times a big blind.
No, are you going to push in now with this?
Yes, no other play. I find a hand now where I just push.
Right. You're not going to try a little tricky play, double the blind?
I haven't got enough chips to be tricky because I'm going to be... I can't put the hand down now anyway.
Right.
So what I want to do now is and say, right, fair enough, I push. Either I take down the blinds, which I'll be happy with, maybe I'll find a better hand, or I get lucky if I've got the worst hand and double up, and then I'm back in the game again. So
you're looking for a spot in late-ish position to try and push
against
chips
known tight players. I think if I steal that Barry Martin, he never defends his blind. It's a good opportunity to steal there.
Yep.
I'd get it wrong, but
yeah.
But no, I might pick my moment. So I'll be looking at the players all the time. I'll be trying to look at the style of the players and say, does he defend? Does he call anything, or does he just tend to err on the side of passing? So then I'd find my moment, and my moment once I'm down to that level is just as important as my cards. The cards will be okay, but maybe 2 cards above a 6, and I think it's if it's against the right person, I'll probably push there anyway. It won't be card dependent. It will be necessary for me to make a move at this time, and it'll be position dependent.
7 times a big blind. Maybe I'd go for something a bit bigger, because I'll be looking to see. It's all very nice making that play where you're moving and picking up.
That's my last.
No, what I'm saying is that's a nice position whereby you get in there, and sometimes you find it very difficult to make a move because it's been raised, re-raised before you can't make the move. Yes. No, exactly. You might find ace-9, but it's a big chip leader's made a move. You can't call these.
You could bet with it, but you can't call with it.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's the problem we find.
But the play I like, especially in No Limit Hold'em tournaments, is the re-raise, especially when you believe that you've got a late position guy that's always on the nick, always trying to steal your blinds.
Okay, yes.
And having say for instance, we're in a position whereby you've got, say the chip leader now, 25,000, you're in Skinner's position. But say you've got more chips in that and he makes it 3 times the big blinds, 1,800. I like to have like 7,000 or 8,000 whereby I can make the power play with no hand, if I feel he's making a steal, and pick up not just the small and big blind, but also pick up his 3 times the big blind
yes, of course. But then you need to have more. I thought we were talking about when we were on the brink.
Yeah. But sorry, that was your brink. My brink is I like to
your
get this
brink.
Now, if I get caught with my trousers down and I've got, say, King 5 or Jack Deuce or something, and I've made this power play, and I find myself against Ace Queen or
so you make your brink when you can do a re-raise, basically. That's when you...
Unless, obviously, you keep finding yourself re-raise to you, and you're only going to call a bet. I can't do that with
Okay, well, that's a good point, because if there's extra money in the middle, that means you're going to be getting extra odds, which is, you know, even if it all goes wrong and the person calls, at least you're getting a bit of extra money.
In deep stack hold'em, I think that's, you know, that's the most powerful play, definitely.
Yes, well, I had an interesting situation again from the boat. I got myself in actually, I featured in 2 tournaments. I came 3rd in one out of 342. I came 13th out of 197 in another one. That one was one I got terrible situation. However, there was running antes as well as the blinds. I actually passed the small blind with a hand deliberately because I already had a premeditated plan. Now, in the next 2 hands, I'm looking for something to happen. Sure enough, it happens. So there's a small blind, big blind. Someone late in the position has raised. I've got King Jack, call, because I hope his raise is going to knock everyone else out. It's going to leave the small blind in the middle, the big blind in the middle, all the running antes in the middle, and he's going to match my stack. And I'm hoping to goodness he's got a pair or whatever, but whatever he's got, I've got a chance. He's actually done it with a small pair. Lovely, I've got 2 overcards. That has happened. I hit my jack, suddenly I'm back in the game. But I'd picked my moment to get the value.
Yeah.
So someone said, how can you call with King Jack? I said, well, I don't care. Look at all the extra chips. I've deliberately let by my one-on-one thing there with a horrible hand like 8-2. I said, no, I want to wait one more time because those running antes are lovely value there. Let the razor frighten everyone else out and me just sneak in there and get the value. So you would like that play?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that is related to your re-raise type play. But this is like an indirect re-raise play, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So except you're letting the opponent do the re-raise for you.
See, it's quite interesting because you'll find that especially in the deeper stack tournaments, and while we're on multi-tables, you'll find that as you get towards the later stages, there's a lot of deep stacks around, that it is very much a pre-flop game. You know, it's making decisions based on the 2 hole cards that you have. That's why No Limit Hold'em is the Cadillac of poker, and by the top players, it's a very skillful game to play.
Oh goodness, yes. Because how many times have you seen people in the tournament? You see a guy with a huge stack of chips, and you'll say, "There's no way he'll keep them." You just know. You just say, "There's no way he'll keep them."
He's going to call it. He's going to call out a position.
But then you'll see someone else. He's got so and so. He hasn't got so many. He'll say, "Well, if he's got that many, he'll probably get to the final." Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Well, you got. Look, he mentioned Willie Tan earlier.
Yeah.
Fine example. What a great tournament player.
He's a great tournament player.
Yeah.
I love Willie's. I've sung Willie's praises before on here. I love his tournament style. What I like about him is he has a lot of different styles. That's what I like about him. And my favourite, my absolute favourite is when he's doing it, is when he's at a table and he sets the pattern that you're allowed to do small raises. My goodness, and he gets the whole table frightened of him with small raises. I'm thinking, this is unbelievable. He's got them terrified. He's putting these little small raises in all the time. But it's every other hand. You think, well, come on, he can't have a hand all the time, and you're all passing to him here. And he gets truckloads of chips from nothing sometimes.
He does.
Or if it's now to playing, he's very good at playing on the flop as well.
Something about Willie I've noticed as well is people never take him for having a hand. They always think he's on the steal or trying a little angle, and he's like smiling and joking with the table. He's very good at that, Willie. He does a fine job at, you know, cajoling the table and controlling a table.
Well, he does a lot of stealing, obviously, but obviously then they don't know which Willie it is. That's the problem. He gets them very confused, which is excellent.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he will get paid off with some big hands as well. And he's fearless as well.
He is. No, he'll take risks at the right time.
Oh, when it comes about, he's absolutely fearless.
Hey, look, it's not too many... well, last year he won a bracelet at the World Series. There's not too many...
I'm glad he won a bracelet.
Me too. There's not too many English guys that can say that. I've got quite a funny story, actually, about Willie Tan. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, go on.
It's the morning of the event that he actually won. It was a $1,500 freeze-out.
Oh, he didn't go to a craps table, did he?
No, he's done that already. He had no money. Okay.
Oh,
Willie does like playing a bit of dice now and again, as we all know.
He's not very good at that.
No, he's not very good at dice. He really should stick to poker. He's come up to me and said, Barry, look, he goes, you've got to help me out. He goes, I'm going home in 3 days. I've got no money. Please put me into the tournament. We go 50-50. I'm going, Willie, I can't do it. He was on the,
Yeah.
as it's called in the poker world, he's on the nip. Right, so he's trying to get his nips into you. Say, come on, Barry, just $1,500. Buy me in. I want to win a bracelet. Come on. No, Willie. Anyway, he does the rounds. Okay, ends up at John Duffy. John Duffy's like, yeah, don't worry. He's had a really good World Series. John Duffy pulls out $1,500, gives him $1,500. He goes to win 160,000.
Wow.
He wins 160. So next morning, I see Willie. Willie, how you get on? And he goes like this. He got me bracelet. Look. I'm like, oh no. 50. Now he's tried to nip me many times before, but you know I love Willie to bits. We went out for a drink, and you know he was elated that he'd won the bracelet. But you know I could have quite easily sponsored him for that event.
I
but
know that could be. Oh
decided
my
not
goodness.
to. Anyway, if you've got any poker stories, we're talking about your nasty hands, your bogey hands this evening. If you've got any, please email or text them into us. You can do it for a variety of ways. One is via the text, which is 62211. That's 62211 on the text. And you can email us. Email the expert. It's not plural, it's only singular, the expert. That's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. We're going to leave the multi-table tournament for the time being with 30-odd players left. Let's go to back to the 25 50-cent cash game here.
I'll tell you who had a great year last year, and that was, of course, Mickey Wernick.
Mickey had a great year last year.
And well, he won. He was on one of the ratings or whatever. He was top of the European rankings, and he had a cracking year, didn't he? And I believe I think he got in the hunt in Deauville as well. I think he was somewhere nearby, or got very close anyway.
Yeah.
Or maybe about 13th.
One of the young Scandinavians won it, didn't they?
Yeah. Or, I think they came first and second, I think. Did they?
Yes, you're right. I think Ram was third, Stuart Nash was eighth.
Right.
So it was a good final, good lineup.
Or Ram was maybe even fourth. He was well chipped up, apparently, Ram.
He had a million chip pot.
Looked like unbeatable.
Pocket tens against Ace Jack. He wants to get all his money in with Ace Jack four-handed. Lost a big pot. Third or fourth.
Yeah.
Third or fourth.
He's another fearless one.
You know what? Out of all the four Hendon mob, they're all great players, but I think when it comes to tournament play, I think Ram is far and away the most talented and creative of the four.
Yeah.
If I had to back any one of the four, they're all good players, but I think Ram's the one.
Definitely.
Anyway,
no, he's got loads. He's a lovely tournament player. He's got loads of flair, lots of changing gear.
Yeah. Okay, quick look at the leaderboard. The boys in the studio want to show us their flair with the stats here, James. So we'll let them show off and put the leaderboard. We'll show them the leaderboard here. We've got Lavo here in the top of the pile with $78, and Eyes to Fear here with 39. Which side is it? This side? Oh, it's this side. Okay. We're trying to get the envision right. As you can see, our wonderful leaderboard. I'm getting it right in the top. Yes, I am.
Okay, go to Emu.
There we go. Is that right?
Yeah, not bad.
I'm going to look across. That looks like I'm actually got the monitor, the screen right next to me. This works. And it's better this way. Now we've got the leaderboard over here. Oh, it's not right. Okay. It works for a while anyway. I'm sure you get the comic value of. We like to be a little different on Poker Night Live. Anyway, let's get rid of the leaderboard.
Pre-flop foes. That's what we want to look at.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the looseometer?
We've got pool cue.
No, get your hand in vision, James. Come on, there you go.
There we go. Oh yes.
No, James, you've got to look across here, though, to make you look across to the leaderboard, so it looks like you're looking at it.
I've got to
look
look that way as well.
That's the one.
Very good. Am I there?
Very good, James.
Am I there now?
Yeah. Your fingers are a little bent though. Okay. I think we might have to have a bit of practice that during the break. Anyway, I'm sure the viewers enjoyed the small moment of laughter and frivolity here on Poker Night
I didn't
Live.
want to stretch my finger out because I'd found my bogey hand, so...
Really? Okay. So, here we go. Back to the 25 50-cent game. As we saw by the leaderboard, Lavo's top of the pile there, being dealt ace-9 in the small blinds.
Said before, the maximum you can buy here is $50, minimum is $5. So let's check out the play in relation to the blinds. That's what we want to do.
It would be nice if we could see the percentage of pre-flop raises again to see if the amount of chips people have got in front of them compare to their aggressive nature.
That's a good idea.
In the stats. Maybe we can go to that in a second. But like we've said on numerous occasions here on Poker Night Live, you'll find most of the time that aggression is always going to be the victor at the end of the day. Wouldn't you agree, James?
Yes, I mean...
Controlled aggression.
Controlled aggression. I mean, in a cash game, there's one thing, if I was to say, to give some advice, it won't necessarily make you the biggest winner, but if you are tight, aggressive, that is definitely a winning formula for a cash player. There's no question.
Fine line, though, isn't it, between tight aggressive and aggressive loose, or aggressive slight, you know, make you taking that aggression too far.
But the thing is, in a cash game, as we've stressed here before, you know, the thing is, the blinds stay the same. There's no urgency. You should be patient.
Yep.
The one thing you can be is you can be selective.
Absolutely.
So therefore, if you are selective, it doesn't matter how long you wait for a hand, people still want to play with you. It doesn't matter, they still play, because either think, oh, he always plays with the nuts, I'm going to beat him. All right, good. It didn't matter. There's always someone there who still wants to fight anyway. If you ever get to the stage where they don't want to fight, aha, change gear, now start nicking.
Yep.
So there's always an answer.
But nicking in a you know, say you're playing a 1-2 no limit game, it's a point that, you know, I know it's good for the image. I know it's good for the image.
No, not good for the image. No, I'll tell you what. No, hang on. Let's look at it. Look. Okay, let's put it this way. I'll tell you what my guideline is. If you're ever in a game and you just turn your nose up at taking down the blinds, you're in the wrong size game. You're playing too cheap.
Maybe.
That's what it is. If you're in a 5-10 game, you take down $15. If you took down the blinds twice every round, you'd be making very good money an hour.
What I was trying to highlight, though, is you're not making the raises to nick the blinds. You're making the raises to give a certain table image, to try and get people into pots where they think they put you on a hand and you haven't got that kind of hand.
But certain hands, when I raise in late position, if I'm in late position, it's pass, 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 I'm against the blinds, I put in a raise maybe with King 10 offsuit. I want to win the blinds.
Okay.
That is my hand is not worth any more than that.
Nope.
If I play that out, I'm probably going to losing proposition, because if he calls, he's probably got me beaten.
Yep.
And on average, if I was to take down the blind, that is a bigger profit than my hand is worth. I've actually stolen money off it, because my hand is not worth the small blind and the big blind as profit. Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
So if every time I got King 10, someone gave me suppose you change the rules.
But you're not going to nick the blind every round, are you?
No,
when
not.
It comes down
what
to
I'm saying is, in late position, I will, and when I make the move with a funny hand in late position, one, if I get the blinds, I sing and dance, thank you very much. Two, if the pot takes place, I might be in there with different cards than they expect, so I might win a funny pot because I've got different hands. That's another scenario. But once they call, I think, oops, here we go. We're into battle now.
Well, you're going to close down quickly, aren't you? Which is the way to play.
Well, maybe not, because if they check, I will probably make a continuity bet a lot of the time. So I will probably make my next stab, because I'm now trying to steal the next bit of the money. But then after that, if they're still there, now probably I'll say, whoops, I've got absolutely nothing here. I've tried my best, I might have to shut up shop. But I seriously think that one has to bear in mind that if you were sat at that table, this is something to think about. If you were able to take more than the blinds every round, you would be making an hourly rate.
But you wouldn't be taking more than the blinds, would you? You'd be taking the blinds.
If
you only raise once, if you raise once a round.
Yes, but I said if you
you're going to remain level.
No, if you did it twice a round.
Oh, twice a round.
Right. Every round, if you made the small and the big round every round, that is a lot more than a lot of people make playing poker, I can tell you.
I agree.
Yeah.
But you were saying about playing tight aggressive.
Yes.
Now, nicking blinds twice around is not tight aggressive.
No. I'm saying tight aggressive is there. The tight is to be selective with your hands. Aggressive is you raise with good hands. You're hoping to get people to play now, because you want to put more money in the pot when you've got a good hand. So let's fight when I've got great cards and you've got bad cards.
Yeah.
This is a nice fight to have.
Like I said, I think it's more about, creating a table image that suits you as your play.
I was doing the follow-up to when they don't play with you anymore because I think you're too tight. Well, now you can pinch blinds.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that's still profitable. You have another avenue open. So either you have the avenue where they play with you when you put the money in with good cards. Very nice. That's a profitable area. Okay, we don't call when you raise. Thank you very much. Well, I've got my other method is I just start taking the blinds maybe twice around. I'm still making money, and maybe as soon as you start calling me again, you'll call with my good cards again.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's different angles you can take. Both can be profitable.
There you go. From the horse's mouth, nicking blinds in cash games can be profitable for more than just the small and big blind's sake. Anyway, you're watching Poker Night Live. I'm Barry the Bully Martin.
And I'm
Words of
JB.
wisdom? Yes, Mr. JB, Mr. James Browning in the house.
I think we've got some more stats through, which will be interesting for our MTT.
Yep, I'm just quickly pulling
Barry
them
is
up on the
going
computer.
to get tuned into that. Let's have a look at this cash hand before. We've got a raise here, early raise with 6-7 suited.
I like it.
we
My
are.
kind of player. Suited connectors, totally under the radar. People think you've got ace-king.
And he took down the blinds. And he's been overpaid for 6-7, hasn't he? So he can't complain.
He has. Look at this. We spoke about kings a lot tonight, and then we've seen them here. Look, no,
King
we have.
Kong.
We have spoke about kings a lot this
We have.
evening. But I can't see a hand he's going to get paid with if he makes it 3. Three.
I think he's made it too big.
Me too.
In a cash game, I want to play this hand.
I do, and maybe 150, maybe 175.
My price, Barry, 150. I make
Yeah.
it 150, and then maybe the guy in the big blind says, "Oh, it's only another dollar."
You had a queen jack in late position there. Might fancy it. Might fancy his queen jack.
But the big blind might say, "Oh, it's only another dollar," and flick it in. I say, "Good, I want the dollar in the middle. Let's fight."
And get involved when he hits top pair.
If I win the blinds with my big pairs, I'm miserable.
Me too.
I want to fight.
Although, are you going to slow play them?
I'm not necessarily, sometimes, because I think you shouldn't ever play a hand the same way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not religiously going to raise every time with kings or aces. 20% of the time I probably don't raise with them, because I have to vary my play, otherwise you know I'm an open book. More times than not I want to raise with them, because I've got the best hands in poker. I want more money in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I want a bigger pot. When you've got the best hand, you want to play bigger pots. That makes
Yep.
sense.
But by making everyone pass is not
No,
sometimes the best play.
so therefore I put in a more user-friendly raise.
Mm-hmm.
If I get 2 opponents, I don't mind. I want 1 opponent or 2 opponent with my big pair, and I want more money in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That was my dream situation. And if I've got
aces
position,
and kings, what a
It's
lovely...
lovely, isn't it?
Oh,
if I've got position, I don't mind having 2 people because I now know where I am. If I'm out of position, then I'm happier probably only having 1 opponent.
look at this again. We turn away for 2 seconds, have a
Right,
bit of
Barry,
a
you're-
chin wag, and we see King Kong again. The kings, Thunderpants gets the kings. Now,
And he's overraised it again.
well, he might get some action here with the 10s. He
No,
may-
but he doesn't know that. But I think he has.
doesn't.
Yes,
he's
it's
definitely
worked.
got some action. He's made a little
You were cheating
limit
and
raise.
looking at what the cards were there. But I'm saying yes.
Well,
I
but
still
they're-
think he.
James, they're facing up. Of course we can see the
Yes, I
cards.
know that.
Aye, as the all-in is going to get called.
Oh no!
He's got it all in. He's a
Full
jack or a
house for
king. Jack or a
Leicester's.
king's only going to help him. No,
Yeah, that's right. The jack was the thing there. He had 4 outs.
he did.
So therefore, on the turn, from being a horrible, he was 10-1 against.
He was not the best spot in the world.
No, not
but
good.
he did have outs. He did have outs. But hey, he got unlucky. He got a player. He got it all in.
Yeah.
4.5 to 1 favourite, and got unlucky. And as they say in China, that's poker.
Do they say that?
They do. It's a bit like. Bit different.
How do they say it?
Oh, that's poker.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's poker. Well, you'd know it in Newcastle. It's a
Weiman?
Yeah, that's how they talk. Yeah, the Chinese even talk like that as well, don't
That's
they?
Purga?
Look, I've got the multi-table.
That's Purga, lad.
Purga. Very good. Got some stats here from the
Come on then,
multi-table.
stat man.
23 players left.
Whoa, how many tables?
3 tables.
And what's the biggest stack?
You're reading my email, James. Stop it. 41,000 chips is the large stack. Second is 37,000, and the smallest stack is just a tad under 5,800. So it's all coming together very nicely in the
It is.
multi-table tournament. Very nicely indeed. Which we'll go back. We'll go back to right now. Fun enough.
Yeah, let's have a
Speak
look
of the
to see
devil.
what's going on
Let's
here.
see. Are we going back to the chip leaders table? We are going back to the chip leaders
And
table.
we'll see
I'm
what-
told.
The blinds are now 400, 800.
And the chip leader, which is Sprit Flarum,
Yes.
on just a shade of 50,000.
How do you make up a name like that?
Maybe it was a bit of a lean on the keyboard or something, I don't know. but it's not even Spirit, it's Sprite Flarum.
Yeah, it could just be a bad speller.
Could be.
And Golfy Nut's still there.
Golfing Nut's still there.
Not
What-
very chipped up now, though.
Well, he's not bad shape, is he? He's got over 10 big blinds.
Oops, under now, I'm afraid. The blinds have just gone up. They just
Well,
wrong-footed
just under
you.
10.
Yeah.
I said just under 10
Just
big blinds.
wrong-footed you then. It was 800 a second. I'm only teasing you. Yes,
Yeah.
500, 1,000 now. Oops.
Just to let you know, they go up every 12 minutes here on the multi-tables, unlike the sit and goes, which are
Every 10 hands.
very quick. Very quick indeed.
Very quick.
Oh, look at this. Up and down for Paul Q against Golfing Up with just ace high.
Ping the ace.
Don't know about you. I'd have put some bet in there with the Queen Jack with the up and down. You bet that, James? No?
I don't mind. I think he's a bit low on chips as well, isn't he? So I think he doesn't want to be suddenly re-raised off it when he's got a draw.
Maybe an all-in coup would have done the job with Golfing Up pretty low as well.
That is what would have worked.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to play it, you probably just test
Play it
him
strong.
completely. I think betting a little bit, I don't think is right, because it'd be horrible if you got pushed off yourself when you've got a draw.
Well,
And then
you're hedging your bets then, aren't you? If you put half your stack in and it makes it look like you're not going to pass, but you end up doing it. But I think it would have played that would have worked. It's easy for us to say because we can see the cards, but some people like to play their draws very strong.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
don't.
Pool Q is in a desperate situation, so possibly, we look at the big blind, so he's in that area where I think he's desperate. So I think, in a way, it could have been the right thing. He's hit the draw, wallop, push.
Well, he's in bad shape here. He's made a small raise with the King 8 offsuit in the small blind.
And I don't like that, because that size raise with that stack,
And he
it's
took
worked,
it down.
but I don't like it. That's
Well,
a ridiculous...
I'm surprised by Trickstar laying the A7 down there, I must say. Just for a minimum... Maybe it looked fishy enough to look like a big hand.
Yeah, that's right. Well, so credit to Pool Q there. The small bet looked a bit smelly, didn't it? And it frightened Trickstar. But the problem is, you see, is what I said before is there's quite a few stacks there who don't like to play because they're just hovering in survival's area. And Trickstar's not very well chipped up. He hasn't got that many big blinds himself. So therefore, his chips to him are worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he's been careful where he puts them.
See, there's the problem with playing an hand like Ace-10 for Golfing Up. I don't know if you saw there, James, he actually limped in with the Ace-10, which I can't... I don't like the play.
But
if
listen,
you're going to play, I'll play
No,
it
but
strong.
look, he hasn't got enough chips to limp.
No, of course he hasn't, but when is
You're
there a
quite
time to
right,
limp with
Barry.
Ace-10 anyway?
No, but with that many chips, it's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to make it 3 times the big blind. Now, I know he had the chip leader on the big blind there with a lot of chips, but it's irrelevant. If you're going to make a play with Ace-10 or play it at all, raise or fold.
I'll tell you what,
calling is not a game in a hold'em.
If I'm in Golfing Nut situation now, even if I'm making a play, it's probably a push.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going to start,
You can't.
leave myself tough decisions
You
for
haven't
half
got
my
enough
stack.
to start having a look at to have a look at flops. You need a massive stack.
Well, you need a massive hand as well if you're going to
Or
flat
a massive
call.
stack of chips.
You do.
If you've got a huge amount of chips, then your chips are worth less money. Okay, you can pop it in and see if they let you get away limping and maybe hit a monster. But you need a huge... You'll be able to afford to buy loads of raffle tickets with your chips.
Can't
but
do it.
Low stack, you can't do it at all.
Oh, nice flop for Trickstar here.
It's a beauty, isn't it? Trip
Yeah.
nines.
Nice kicker as well in the 10.
And he's also got a backdoor straight flush.
Okay. So you got your hand on your crystal ball, which is good to see, James. That's a strange old bet. He comes out bet. Maybe it's the way he wants to get on with the 9s. He comes out betting his trips.
Well, that's not always terrible.
No, it's a very stealth play, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes when you bet it, the people think you haven't got it.
Exactly what I'm saying. It's a
Yeah.
stealth play.
All right,
it
yeah,
looks,
so
it looks something that people say, well, you definitely ain't got a 9. You must have the 8 or another
Yeah,
pair
they think
or
you've got
something.
the 2 pair, you've got the dodgy second pair there or whatever. Yeah. We've had a little raise from Queen 10, but he's against 2 people there he knew were short stacked.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that now because he's saying, I'm raising, boys, do you want to play against me? And they think, no, you've got too many chips. So I don't mind that, that's fine there. Because it just was saying, I'm raising. He doesn't have to put the 3 times in, he's saying, I'm raising, because they can't afford just to call and look. They haven't got enough chips.
Still, with a hand like Queen 10, it's still pricing in someone with a playable ace or something like that.
Well, yeah, but then he can get away with it because he hasn't got that big a hand anyway. I don't mind that. I think with a big stack, he's got options.
I understand that, but you're still not... Look, you've got 2 short stacks, small and big blind.
Yeah.
I understand that, but you're not really putting them to the test as far as, saying, look, if you're going to call me, you're going to call me for a lot of your stack. He didn't do that with his Queen 10 and making a limit raise.
Right, yeah,
It looks like a bet that's saying, well, I'm going to raise with this hand. It's not that great, but it gives me... I can get away from it if you come over the top.
Yeah.
That kind of play. Oh, it's tricky. Look at that. Flat call with the kings. Kings again. It's great. Kings again. He flat calls. Now, Rooster Tat wants to...
oh, he's done a small
limit
raise
raise.
back.
No, he's limit raised him back. And he's called...
When he's hit the jack, he's let him hit the jack.
He's going to double up here. I can't think Rooster Tat's going to lay this down against Golfing Nut. He's going to, with the 7,000 pot.
No, he's just whacked it all in. You can't take any more.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
look, Golfy's even Moody.
Oh!
No.
There we go. Good night, Vienna. Thank you very much.
He's back in the game.
Played the Kings nicely there, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Slow played them on the button.
Played it trickily.
Don't know what Rooster Tat was thinking. Limit raising with a Jack 9 on the button. Strange play. There you go. So with this,
no, it's a big point. I'm going back to this a little bit because I think it's an interesting area.
Mm-hmm.
Sprit Flaren, give him his right name.
It's not easy, is it?
No, Sprit. It's not user-friendly name. Sprit Flaren. He has got a big stack.
Yep.
I personally think the small raises from the big stack are fine because what it means is he can put the small raises. I'm raising. The short stacks really have to think. They're not just looking at the one with one. They're saying there's a follow-up bet coming here if I play. I'm going to be. They're more or less going to be committed if they can't just limp in and look at it.
Don't get me wrong. It's not like playing against a guy with the same kind of stack as you because
No.
you make the power play.
Exactly.
For him, he could have called Golfing Nut there in a heartbeat if he had any kind of hand
Yeah.
because Golfing Nut can move in. He can call.
But
I understand that.
But the plus point is that the chipped up guy there. He can, if he gets away with that, which he did, they both passed to it.
Yeah.
It means if he can repeatedly do this small bet and get people to pass, he can go to the well a lot more often because the time he gets caught, he can get away from it. It costs him nothing.
Well,
he'd be making a big profit with this play over time.
And I agree with that.
So it's his risk-reward ratio. It becomes very good. He's risking a small amount, and he can repeat it lots of times and have a big reward.
But
Do you get?
But if I'm sitting to the left of this guy and he keeps doing it,
You're going to fight him. Well, that's just
I'm
the way you
gonna
are,
absolutely
Barry.
go to war with him.
So you stop taking the mickey out of me because I'm just going to whack you back, pal.
well, that's
Well,
what
you
I'm
will.
gonna
I
do.
know you will.
No, but that is good tournament play. Picking your spots. Now, if you run into
I don't
with
think
pocket
he'd be
kings,
picking you to do it against.
maybe he wouldn't. But if you just move tables and you make these limit raises all the time, I'm gonna figure out eventually that these are damage limitation raises that you can easily get away from.
Yeah,
And you're picking up.
yeah.
You're putting 2,000 in to win
Yeah,
3,000
yeah,
in the blinds.
very nice.
Great value.
Yes, but if you get away with it, is it not a good play?
If you can get away with it on a regular basis, it's the best play because you're putting
so we are in agreement. That
absolutely.
Yes.
But if there's anyone with any now saying to themselves, "I'm not saying,"
And that's one of the things I like about Willie's play because he will do a similar bet.
Yes.
He will do 1.5 times the big blind.
well, 2 times a big blind.
No, he does it smaller than that. I've seen him do. That was a
How
flat
can he do
raise.
smaller than-
Well, look, he went 1 with 1. He'll go 1 with 1.5.
Oh, 1.5 times, right? Okay.
1.5 times a
Yeah,
big
no,
blind.
why not?
That's what he does a lot of time. And he can go back and forward. He looks at his stack, he thinks I can do 10 of these. I wonder how much money I'll get after I've done 10 of them. And one time the guy comes back, oh, pass. I've got nothing anyway.
Yeah.
It's a profitable venture. So what one looks at is one has to look at that betting pattern as a basket of bets.
Absolutely.
And if you think that whole basket of bets will be profitable, then it's great, isn't it?
Well, tournament poker's about a strategy for the long term, not the
course.
short term. It's
Yeah.
not hand, it's over the period. As you said, you can't win it early, you can't win it mid, you need to get to the final table to get
The
paid.
point you said and saying what you would do is that is a great point because it's very important to always look at your opposition
Damn right.
and say, well, hang on, I'm not trying this small raise against him because he might actually come over the top with me just with the needle.
See, the nice thing,
You
absolutely, not so much the needle, but you don't.
No, but you know what I mean.
You want to give the
He might
impression.
make a move on me.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's no point now me doing this bet where someone might make a move on me because now I'm passing when I'm actually might be winning. That's
Yeah,
no good.
no.
But if you think no, they're not. They're very uncomfortable. They'll only call if they've got it. That's lovely. Small raise. You're getting. In fact, you're asking the question very cheaply.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. And if you can get away with it, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. We're going to have to take some emails very shortly, James, but they're piling up like the London buses, one after the other. But let's have a look. What's going on here? We've still got Spirit's gone. Split Farron's gone very quiet. He's not played too many pots.
Barry, you find that email and I'll.
Yeah, you
I'll
keep
this
an
one
eye
going.
on the multi-table.
You get your
while I-
emails loaded up there.
I will.
There's so many of them. I can tell you they're flooding in. But we want more.
Yes, go on, do your Bob Geldof stuff, James. You're doing a cracking job.
We want more. We love them. It's the first time Barry and I have been together. You realise we make this so happy when the emails flood in. We go, yes, look at that.
We're making beautiful music.
Isn't it? That's nice. What we want. We make us happy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Very happy indeed.
Trickstar there, 4-6. Don't think we'll see anything from him. Blinds now at 600, 1200. We're really getting to the nitty-gritty now. In fact, if we can just have a little clue of how many people were left, that would be great. There's 21 players left. So basically...
Top 20 get paid, James.
Top 20 get paid. So we're actually in a bubble situation, aren't we?
Bubble! Horrible.
21 today.
Yes. Let's have a look. So what, 11th to 20, just to let the viewers know, 11th to 20th position gets paid $22.50, so just over double your money. When are we going to see the bubble on this particular table? Because Rooster's pretty short. He must be one of the shorter stacks in the tournament.
But he has a...
But he's got the winner.
He's back in business.
He is back in business.
I think the shortest stack is elsewhere, apparently. Someone's got about 3,055 chips. And the chip leader, is this Split Flaren? We're just doing a quick scan.
So, just short of the bubble.
Yes.
Right, let's take some emails. Let's get some of these emails out of the way. First one, email from Stealth69. Hi guys, I would like to say a big thank you for such a great show. Thank you very much.
That's what I want to hear.
I managed to win the last night's multi-table tournament after coming 16th and 5th in my previous attempts. I can only put this success down to the advice, tips and email feedback you get with this excellent show.
Whoa.
10%? No, okay. I was a winning player previously. Good. Tournaments only, he adds. But your show has taken my abilities to a whole new level. Very good. I still need to crack the curse of cash tables, as I don't seem to do very well on them. Any advice readers would be more than welcome, and I play a very tight, aggressive game, but end up waiting for ages for a hand, only for everyone to fold when it enters the pot. Change gears, I think, but we'll get to the end of your email. I'm still learning, listening and developing my game, and hope to continue to grow as a player. You show very much underpins my continued development, and I look forward to appearing on the multi-table final table again soon, maybe tonight. You never know. Well done on such a great award-winning, double award-winning, may I add, show. Thank you very much, Stealth69. I haven't seen you tonight in the multi-table, but...
I saw him last night.
Yep, did well.
The winner.
Did very well. Okay, so your points are, you're doing very well in tournaments, not so well in cash, and when you do enter a pot, everyone folds. You have to mix it up, I'm afraid, Stealth. That's probably what you're doing. Playing a little bit too tight. People in the game are actually reading for you exactly what hand you're on. You're making it 3 or 4 times the big blind, which I'm sure is the kind of raise you're coming in for, and they're folding. Look, me personally, this is what I would do if I was you. For a small amount of money, make a couple of plays, maybe get even caught bluffing, maybe get caught stealing, show a hand, you know, maybe make a bluff, win a pot, show the hand. Try to mix it up enough so people can never really pigeonhole you for a kind of player you are, or to pigeonhole what kind of hand you've got. So, me, if I was going to try and mix it up for you, that's what I would do. Get caught stealing, show a few bluffs, try and aggress it up, move up the gears in the cash games, then go back to your standard play. Wait for your aces and kings, and wait for your premium hands to get your money in. But I would mix it up. James?
No, that's one way of doing it for sure. Another way is move to another table where they don't know who you are. They're going to call you raises to start with.
Yeah, the only problem with that is...
Well, definitely, they don't know if you've got a new table.
But say if you have to wait for 4 or 5 rounds before you see a hand.
It doesn't matter, they always call new players because you don't know what they're like. Listen, people call anyway. You might be especially tight table or whatever. But I would say Barry's is... I think what we talked on before is very much like that, is you can actually just suddenly sneak your raises down 1 notch, down another notch. If they keep on passing, lovely. Just keep on taking them down. Down another notch. Eventually they'll see a hand and go, oh my goodness, he's got that now tightened up again. Your next raise is a proper one. Yeah, virtually the same way.
Yeah. Vary your play. You can, whenever I'm sitting at a poker table, I can put my finger on the kind of players that I'm playing with. It makes it so easy for me to read them.
Yeah, but limp in as well. Limp in with your pairs and no limit, because hands like this are fantastic because of the implied odds. So therefore, if you've got a small pair, I would definitely go in there, just try and get in for cheap with a small pair. You click trips, which you will do, you know, 1 time out of 8. It's 7 to 1 against a hit on the flop. You can probably win a massive hand in no limit with trips. They hit the top pair, you've got trips. Yummy, yummy.
Indeed. One quick email before we go to break. I think we've got one more.
Have you got any more?
We have. This is from Julian. Hi, Julian. How are you? Thanks. Hi, guys. Thanks for the email. I consider myself to be a tight, aggressive player, but I have a problem. Really?
Oops.
You sure it's Poker Night, not your doctor, you want to say? Oh, okay. I'm playing $3 no-limit sit-and-go games, okay, and far too many players are prepared to call on trash hands, and they win, okay. I also find that raises tend to be too high, e.g. raises of 300 pre-flop when started with chips of 1,500. Interesting. It basically comes to the point where you have to consider going all in or fold. And I lose so many games despite having the best hand pre-flop. I feel comfortable playing these stakes, but I'm getting very frustrated. Do I play high stakes games? Or do I put up with it? Or do you have a magical solution? Well, you're going to have to wait till after the break to get this email. Thanks very much, Julian. We'll see you back in a few minutes' time. Don't forget to join us. Poker Night Live. Welcome back, Poker Night Live. Got myself, Barry the Bully Martin, alongside Mr. JB, James Browning. Hopefully bring you some interesting poker facts this evening and some few stories and quips and stuff.
I think we've covered some really good topics tonight.
We have. We've done very well. And we've got some more. We've got loads of emails to cover, but we want to see more emails, more texts, which will give you some details how to contact the studio very shortly. First, we've got an email from Lee, also known as Anubis. Hi, Barry and James. Right, about your theme of the night, bogey hands. My bogey hand, says Lee, is ace-king offsuit. I lose every showdown with it. Okay. Though my luckiest hand is queen 10 off, which is very good for me. Cheers, guys. Ace-king off, you lose. Well,
we can make some money on side betting. We'll follow him around.
Yep.
When he's all in, ace-king, that's it, we're back the other side. We can clean up here, can't we?
You see, ace-king, let's look at ace-king in its statistical situation. Yes. It is. It's probably tied third best hand in Hold'em, would you say?
Ace-king suited, we'd have to make it then.
Well, OK, give or take. Yeah. It makes very little difference statistically.
No, in the pecking order of hands, to be pedantic, it does.
OK.
I'd have to push it suited.
But I mean, it's alongside ace-queen.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, it's queens, alongside queens.
The ace-king suited is somewhere near queens. Yeah.
OK.
OK.
So, if you're losing every showdown, well, if you're losing showdowns with it, then, you know, are you getting to the end of big pots with only one pair? Maybe maybe you're overplaying ace-king. Maybe you're not playing it aggressively enough in the early stages. It's a difficult one, isn't it? It's, to know exactly what you're referring to. Do you play it a lot in cash games? Where I know in ace-king in cash games, I'm very wary of playing ace-king in cash games. I like to play it a little easier than I do in tournaments. That's something that I like to do. I don't know about you, James. Do you play ace-king the same in cash games and tournaments?
No, cash games, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put in my... I don't vary my raises too much. I have sort of pretty standard raise a lot of the time. I'll put in like a standard raise for it, ace-king. I want to get money in the pot there. It's a big hand. Also, it's a hand for me. I think I'll know where I am with it. I can see if I've hit my flop. I can see if I haven't hit my flop. I can see, etc., etc. So therefore, I can get away from hands. So for me, I don't mind this. I know if time and time again I get people just popping in with random hands against my ace-king, I'm going to make money.
Okay, that's fair enough. And queen 10 off unsuited. Maybe you're playing it a little less aggressively, and you're playing very careful how you play queen 10 against your ace-king. Maybe that's why you're being paid off.
That's right. You've just made it dawn on me there when you just put it that way. You know what it is? Queen 10. Okay, pretty dodgy old hand. Probably you're only playing that when you can actually see that it's had some success. What you're probably not doing is you're probably losing too much money with ace-king because you're still overvaluing it. Where people do lose a truckload of money is by deliberately keeping in there with the ace-king afterwards. They keep on calling. It's hopeless play, because someone might have actually hit part of the flop, say, like, they could have been there with ace-4. OK, you had the better hand beforehand. They've hit the 4, they've got an ace-kicker. You could now hit your ace later on. Oh, I've hit my ace, wonderful, they've made 2 pair. You get killed again. People stay in there too long with it. If you see it hasn't connected, if it's no good, chuck it away. That's what I'd say with ace-king.
Yeah. I think you sending in the Queen 10 Ace King comparison, it gives us an idea of exactly.
Yes.
Maybe
you know where you are with your Queen 10.
You don't want to get to the end of the showdown with just the Queen. You're putting a lot of money into to see the end, because probably if you're getting that kind of action, you know your 10 kicker's not going to be any good. Whereby a lot of the time, if you're playing with just an ace or a king with single pair, that you're going to be beat a lot if there's a lot of action.
Your Queen 10, when you see the Jack King on the flop, you say, oh, OK, now I've got my up and down straight. You know where you are with it, probably. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Maybe you're having trouble knowing where you are with your Ace King, so give that a rethink, I think.
Yeah, so either play it more aggressively or play it less aggressively and a bit more careful with it. So thanks for the email, Lee, and hopefully that was helpful in playing your bogey hand, which is Ace King off. One more email before we go back to the tables. Hi guys, this is from Liam. Just a quick point. Although there is a 5-minute delay so people can't see the cards, will they be able to see what kind of plays people are making? I.e., say someone pushed me off a hand that I didn't know he was bluffing and I couldn't see it if he had it. So then I could see if actually people were bluffing. Exactly, that's the whole reason behind Poker Night Live. You can actually play on the tables, you can see the 5-minute delay if we're featuring your table, and you can see the hands that other players are playing against you. It's very similar to like a poker tracker scenario whereby you can actually monitor the kind of players that you're up against, what kind of cards they play in what position, etc. So that's the value of Poker Night Live. That's why we're a double award-winning show, and we'll get people like yourself watching it on a regular basis. So thanks for the email, Liam.
Yep.
Anything to add to that one,
that's
James?
Perfect.
Good. Okay. So how can you get in contact with the show? We'll tell you. You can text us, which is 62211 on the text. That's 62211 via text message. And you can email the expert, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Okay. We're going to go back to cash game, I think, now, James. What do you think?
Whatever you want. And have we got any information on the MTT? How many numbers?
Yeah, should we have a look at the
MTT? Near the
Why not?
nitty-gritty. Let's have a see where we are with that.
We're just on the cusp of the bubble, I believe.
Oh, so
we're still on the bubble. They've paused it for us to see who's going to go out next. Exactly what we've done. And the next player out will be going home with nothing. Nada, not a cent. But they've had a couple of hours of fun on this $10 multi-table tournament.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've got more expensive fun now because it's 600, 1,200 the blinds. That is getting chunky, isn't it? And we've got quite a few people under pressure now, Barry. Look at this.
We have anyone under, say, 5,000, 6,000 looking to lump it in with any two cards.
Gan there's only 3. I'm Not a Minger's got 3, 7, 8. Really under pressure.
Fab with 5. These are all boys and girls in trouble. Yep, they need
even
to be doing something.
Skinner's nearly skint too. Oh, 2, 4, 8. Who do we appreciate? I'm Not a Minger says me.
I think that I'm Not a Minger's in really good shape.
I think he loves that flop.
Unfortunately, he's found himself up against a hand that's got no possibility. Hold on.
Sorry, Barry. No, hold on. Barry, can you just talk me through that?
I said
no. No, Barry, can you talk me through this?
That's called, let's double up I'm Not a Minger with no hand. Can we rewind that hand a second? That was great to see. Linky with the 3-6. We're not going to be able to see that.
That was on the turn. Was I right? Did I miss it, or there was no connection to his hand on the turn?
No, but he had a gut shot, so he thought maybe he was listening to us earlier, and you were saying about playing the gut shot when he could smell some weakness.
Yeah, but so it wasn't a call, was it?
No, he moved in on the river as well.
On the river,
I'm Not a Minger. I'm Not a Minger sitting there with second nut flush. Okay, I'll call this then.
So he moved in when he had missed it.
No, he actually hit a 6 on the river.
Oh yes,
he did.
But he missed the gut shot.
He'd missed the gut shot, but there was it didn't matter, did it? Because he had a flush, and the gut shot would have been no help whatsoever.
No, but I'm saying in his mind, he thought that the 6 was good enough. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, excellent. Oh, it's great to see.
I'm afraid to say I'm not going to give that play too many high marks.
Well, you've got to give Slinky, maybe a 3 out of 10 for effort.
Look, he's had to take a Nurofen now.
He has. He's said, sit me out for a while, boys. I've just got
a bad headache.
Got to put my brain back into place after doubling up. I'm not a minger.
No sooner did you say, well, the only problem is he's not going to get paid.
Yes, it always works that way. No, he can't call this, and he's called. Yeah, no. There you go. I suppose the only saving grace for him, he knew that I'm Not Minger had very few chips, and he wasn't going to do much damage if he did call. That was the only.
Barry.
I'm trying to gather something from the ashes of this play.
This is a really difficult job to try and justify this one.
I'm saying it's the only saving grace. We both berated the poor fella or lady, if Slinky is of that persuasion. It's yeah. And poor old Gan. He sees I'm Not a Minger gets the absolute goodness from the flush, and then Gan gets knocked out on the bubble, gets it in with the best hand.
Oh yeah.
Good old Slinky.
Slinky's hit ping the 5.
Oh, he's got ace-5. It's like a monster compared to his 3-6, and Gan goes out in the bubble. Well done, everyone left. You're all in the money.
In the money.
Do you find? I don't know about you, but whenever you get to money, it always kind of goes mad for like a while, because 20th to 11th all get paid the same amount, $22.50.
In fact, that's a great point, because the tournament goes through different stages, doesn't it? Very much, because just before this period when people are getting the money there, and often it's probably a much more significant money than this, and say if it's like a $200 pound tournament, say, well then maybe the night 11th to 20th get the 200 even or whatever. Well, people still want that to think, oh well, at least I'll get my money back. And it goes all so tight, doesn't it? Of course, there's a great opportunity.
As soon as the bubble goes out, crash bang wallop, it all goes.
It doesn't matter now.
Sparks fly.
The guy who's passed every hand in the world said he pushes it in with
I'm just hearing now that we're actually down to 18 players. 21st goes out, crash bang wallop. 20th and 19th go out in quick succession.
You're spot on, exactly what's happening.
So, yes, so we should see
and then
a flurry of hands.
As we start to get nearer the last 10,
it starts to slow down again, yeah. Well, like any tournament, it's very top-heavy, 675 for first, 438 for second, and 180 for
yeah, it's very, very top-heavy, yeah. I, personally, I must admit, I am one of the ones who actually really believes that a lot of the tournaments should go for a smoother structure. The reason is that when people get to that final table, they think they want the big prize, but when they get there, they don't want it. They always want to try and do a deal or whatever. So what that means is they don't really want to have the big gaps.
No,
in reality, they don't want it.
But you'll find most of these bigger tournaments, most of the time you're going to find some business being done, don't you think?
Yes, so therefore they don't like the structure.
Right.
Because what I'm saying is, the jump is too big for us. Oh, we'll save so much, we'll do this. You see it all the time. Barry, you must have seen it loads of times.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, what it means is the jumps are bigger than they want. When they're away from the table, not the tournament, they say, oh yeah, let's have a good big prize, first prize. Yes.
It's nice for the organisers to say there's a 25 grand first prize.
Exactly, and that's where it came from initially.
Absolutely.
But the player himself, away from the table, says, oh yes, good to have a good first prize. But when he's there in the last 6... He's the same guy when there's 9 left wants to do a share.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So what I'm saying is what I would like to do is to have the gaps levelled out in the prizes so that the tournaments were played out to the finish more often and that the jumps weren't too catastrophic.
Poor old I'm Not a Minger got his comeuppance after the flush. Slinky's got it all in against him with the king-queen against ace-queen. There we go, look. It's he's flopped a flush draw. All the money's gone in by this point.
Oh, look at that.
And it's come Jack on the M for him to make the straight.
Yeah, so it was actually not a bad flop for Slinky, but pre-flop, of course, he was underdog again.
Now he knocks out another one. Slinky takes Fab out. 2s against 10s.
He's become the Terminator. Ooh, Skinner. Aces, look at that. Aces on the button. What a nice time when you're down to your last 4,000.
Plays it nice and slowly, lumps it all in against King Jack, gets called. It's top pair, King or a Jack. There we go. Thank you very much. Relief. Skinner back in with us again now. That's good to see. So we're getting a nice share of the chips on this particular table. Still got Sprit Flaron with the absolute cake. Just to
You're getting a lot better with that name now.
Sprit Flaron, yes. After it's practice, James.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if it was like Spirit Flaron or something, but.
Yeah, well, you'd know.
Sprit Flaron is okay. You get
you've got it now.
Just off the tongue. But no, nice, in good shape. 65,000. He's got what? 50 big blinds, 50, yeah, something like 50 big blinds, 40 big blinds, in good shape.
Yep.
So let's see if we, as we said, after we got to 20, we've seen a flurry of hands and lots of people going out. I'm sure if it was 23 players to go, the pocket deuces would not have been pushing in at that stage before the bubble.
No, you're right, yeah. The play definitely does change. So these are the last two tables now. So, and there's actually 8 on the other table, and we've got 7 on this one, for a total of 15 players.
If you're Spirit Flaren here, are you gonna sit back, James, with your chip stack? Are you gonna let them kind of, have a bit of a war amongst each other and just?
I'll pick I'm not gonna try and make myself table policeman against small stacks, because that's generally not such a great policy, because the small stack, when he is in there, has probably found himself the best cards he can have to play with. Mm-hmm. I'm more likely to be pressurising the guy who's got a medium sort of level of stacks, because I know he doesn't want to get in a fight, because he's sort of trolling along.
Yeah, but is the medium stack going to be getting busy with the half a hand? Are you going to put him on a steal?
No, I'm talking about the one who's just like on the average. He can't afford to give chips away, so he has to be quite selective with his hand. He's not. He's easier to steal against than the smaller stack in a way. So I'm not particularly stealing as the big stack, but when the opportunity's there, I'm looking for good positional play against the right people.
Yep.
But I'm not going to overdo it, because I sometimes see people with a big stack, they just go completely crazy and they just suddenly start frittering their big stack away. And what happens is, I don't know if you've noticed this, they've had a massive stack, say they had 65,000. Mm-hmm. Okay, they've had a few ventures here, they've got 2 chirpy, they sort of know they've got 2 chirpy themselves, they go down to about 45,000. My goodness, they're on tilt. They're still actually in great shape in the tournament, but in their minds they say, well, I had 65,000 before.
Yeah, it's the old poker slippery slope. It can get nasty, can't it?
So I've seen someone who's actually winning in a cash game, the same thing. He's still winning, but he's on tilt because he's not winning as much as he was. And in their tournament, they think, I had so many, why did I play these hands? And they get annoyed, and they want to sort of get back to where they were, and they do bad plays then.
Let's see if he gets involved here. He's made a raise with ace-10, missed on the flop against ace-queen, bet out.
Oh dear, yes, he's...
Now he's hit... Slinky's now hit top pair.
And he's milked him for another 1,500.
He has.
Yeah, well, that was frittery, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was... He's made a play on the flop with the ace-10, got a caller. For me, I'm going to switch off now, especially now I've got, someone who knows I've got a lot of chips.
Listen, you're in great shape in this tournament when you had 64,000.
Yeah, he's just done 10k in cold blood.
What you want to see people getting knocked out. You can afford to do not so much. You don't have to be the non-stop aggressor at all. You're in great shape. Now he'll be feeling a little bit deflated himself now, because you feel rotten when I didn't even know where I was and I've done 10,000. Mm-hmm. I mean, earlier on he wouldn't have done 10,000 like that.
Maybe not.
No.
We've not been watching.
No, but I'm just saying, the principle what I'm saying, Barry.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
It's just like, it's like get rich quick. When you see people like, the guy who won all the millions, he's only got like 500,000 left or whatever it is his name is, the guy with all the axes on the wall. Him. Well, he's like obviously just crazy once he's got the money. It's like sometimes the chip leader of the tournament.
It's a tough life, only 500,000 left.
I know, yeah.
How's it feel?
What is the name of that lottery winner who's gone and done all his money?
I haven't got a clue.
I'm
not much of a telly watcher, I must say.
No. Got Slinky there, he's got his Queen King, so he's got the second pair. Ooh, very nice. He's hit 2 pairs. Kakaro would like to see a jack, but Slinky takes another one down. And Slinky's way on the up. He's up to 50,000 now. Trickstar, what's he going to do with his pair of 7s? Look, the big blind's now 1,000, 2,000. So again, our worrying period now is about 14,000. We've got Kingpin Matt is getting near that. And Kakaro. Spritflaren has switched off for a few hands now.
I don't think it's a bad shout, you know.
No, not at all. Look at this for Trickstar. What a dream flop.
Come on, flat call, Trickstar. Don't be silly now. There's no draws there. Good man.
Yeah, great play. And don't worry about the draw now, because the guy wasn't in there with a flush draw to start with. Well,
he's never going to get another cent out of him. A-side board, King Jack.
No, but Trickstar doesn't know what he's got. In fact, I think he should have checked again.
Well, he's now got 2 clubs. There's
no,
possible straight.
Backdoor flush it would have been, though.
But he could conceivably have that kind of hand. But
possibly.
I think it was a safe bet.
I think I'd have had one more check just to hope the guy pinged the card.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay, we're going to do a quick email before we go back to the tables. This is from Camcorder Steve. Hi, Steve. Thanks for the email. Hi, Poker Night Live. I played on a $1 entry multi-table tournament tonight for the first hour, and you could rebuy for $1, and at the end of the first hour, you could add on for $1. My table was mad. The first hand, 8 people went all in for all their 1,500 chips. I've never played on this rebuy tournament before. I never expected this. No, really? A $1 multi-table? At the start, there were 509 players, paying $1 each, with $127.50 to the winner. Okay. After the first hour, the total number of chips in play was, let's work this out, 2.3 million. This gives you
wow.
This gives you 1,553 player tournament. So this meant there were 1,044 rebuys and add-ons during the first hour. After the first hour, the winner got $338. Slightly loose tournament. Sounds fun. Can you help with any type of strategy for this type of tournament? I think it's very, very aggressive play. I try to double up early and get as many chips as they start knowing you can rebuy. I did get to the 65th in position by playing my normal style, but did miss out on the money. I hope James liked my artwork.
Oh, I'll have to explain that bit to you.
I'd like to hear it. You know Camcorder Steve?
Yes, well, what he did the other night was, I was on with Nick, who was actually heavy with the code, and he transferred Nick's hair to my head. And
did it take you back, James?
What I want, Camcorder, I want this funny-looking style here.
It's not funny.
No, sorry.
James, it's called fashion. Okay, I know it's been a while since you've actually had your fingers.
I know. Actually, I remember this style. I think one of the wrestlers with Mick McManus used to have a hairstyle like that.
Haystacks.
So Camcorder, what I want this sort of Mohican, this Mohican tinted style. Could I have that instead? That'd be nice.
What can I do? Anyway, should we answer strategy about playing $1 multi-tables? Look, it's a $1 multi-table. It's going to be mad. If you don't want to play mad multi-table tournaments, don't play $1 tournaments. That's what I would say to you. Because what do you expect? Guys are sitting down with $200 and $300 in their account. They're going to keep rebuy, just for some fun. It's just like a release.
Yeah, but the follow-up, there's some great value in there for you.
There is.
Because if people are buying in madly, they're making a mistake. If people are making a mistake, you're getting value.
Yeah, and I would say, if you're going to try and read the table and people are moving in mad, then I would try and play exactly the opposite of how the table's playing. If they're playing really, really mad, play real tight, play very good hands, because you know you may be in a 3 or 4-way pot for all your chips.
My favourite, be the contrarian.
Exactly. Play exactly. Now, if you go to another table and they're playing really tight, change gear.
Exactly.
Play aggressively. So adjust your play to suit the table that you're at. That's what I would say about multi-table tournaments. And if you don't like mad play, like these things, don't play them.
Yeah. But before you enter this one, just as Barry said, you know what it's going to be like. You don't have to wait to see what they're going to do. They're going to do this every week. So fair enough. You can just play solid. Just play solid, switch off, play solid. You won't be as likely to win the tournament because the rebuyer is more likely to somewhere click lucky pot. But you're more likely to make money. Because at the end of the day, well, the time you do go through this field, you're getting such a big payday, you're getting such good odds for your money.
Absolutely.
So put up with the fluctuations that you won't win it as often to know that when you do win it, a lovely payday.
Yes.
And then you'll be ahead of this tournament for the rest of your life, probably.
Yeah, and it's a nice release, I'm sure. If you're playing $50, $100 freeze-outs on a regular basis, playing at $1 must be a bit of fun.
Oh, yes, you
lumping some chips in and having a bit of a crack. So, OK, I think we're going to go back to a cash game now.
Okie doke.
Yeah. No, tell a lie.
All right, then what do you want to do?
We've got a very exciting $20 sit and go just kicked off.
Right.
With your man sitting down and... see, I say your man, he gets 10 straight away.
No, listen, I'm going to be fair with you, Barry.
Go on, you're going to go for AIK79, aren't you?
No, I'm going to be fairer than that.
Go on then.
No, I'm going to give you first pick.
Okay.
Because you need it, pal. Because you need it.
I know I need it. I need all the help I can give. I'm going to go for a bit of an outsider here. I'm going to go for Carp Catcher. That's what I'm going to go for.
If you want to go from outsider, go for Abrednek. That would be better.
No, I like Abrednek. You know, he's good, a fine player.
Yeah.
He's doing really well this evening. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Carp Catcher.
He seems to have a lot of chips there, Barry.
Does he? Oh, I've just noticed. 15-40, in good shape. But I would have gone for Johan Haren, wouldn't I? You know, pocket tens. Go on, AIK. Call him and...
Right, I'm going to go...
you can't pick the tall ins now. Well,
no, I can pick anyone, obviously, I presume.
Yeah, pick Johan Haren. Go on, pick Johan Haren.
No, I'm not going to pick Johan this
He's
time.
got a straight. He's just doubled up. Come on, how long a delay do you want?
Oh, we'll go now. We'll go back here. I can pick now, can't I? 'Cause we've just gone back in time.
All right, you can't have Johan Haren twice in a row. This is like a day out of the farm, a day out of the zoo. It's like the bear.
I think it would be rude for me not to pick Johan again.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. There was it was like the bear heart, a very big pause. There was.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes. Okay, you can have Johan. Okay, he's just doubled up. He got lucky with the tens against the ace jack.
You've got Carp Catcher.
I have.
And that's a nice name to say as well.
It is. Carp Catcher's easier to say.
Yeah. Than whatever his name was.
I do like getting the rod and line out occasionally, a bit of fishing. So Carp Catcher's one I'm going to stick with here.
I could have had Melissa James.
I could have.
No, but I could have had that. Could have been Melissa James. That could be my sort of...
Could be. But
Yeah.
you didn't.
No.
You like playing the angles. You like hedging your bets. Being an ex-blackjack pro.
Yeah.
Or ex, is it? Is it ex? You still?
It is X. I don't play that blackjack now. I mean,
Ever?
I could do. I mean, if I...
If they allowed you to. Did the Poker Night Live viewers know you're one of the top UK card counters? Did they know this?
I think they probably know I'm a blackjack. I think it's mentioned on the forum that I was a blackjack player.
Is it?
But
You didn't obviously say that you were barred from most of the UK casinos for card counting.
I mean, how disgraceful. Just being barred for being a good player, it wouldn't be right, would it?
Well, it's not so much a good player, it's being a profitable blackjack player. They're just not used to it.
Well, no, being a good player at all. I mean, every game I play completely above board.
Well, there's nothing wrong with card counting. It's not illegal. It's not as though you're rigging the
it's not.
deck.
No.
You're just
using your brain.
You're using an angle, exactly.
But I've multi-games because I used to started off life as a backgammon player.
Indeed. You've been watching many of the backgammon shows on
Actually, do you know what?
Poker
I'm
Night
going to
Live?
have to get the DVDs because I've missed quite a lot. I saw one of them and it's quite interesting. I know Paul McGreal. You know, like I used to play backgammon. I played backgammon with him before, so I will have to get I'd like to see the programs just to sit back and watch them all. And also, I knew the winner of the World Championships this year, which was Dennis Carlson.
Okay.
Because I remember him as a player.
Are you one of the advocates of the crossover between backgammon and poker? Do you see there's some correlation?
In fact, I was the first one to mention it on PNL,
Yeah.
but I think that there's a huge correlation between the two games. I was the sort of instigator of saying that, because I think it's the mindset and it's the talents which are needed of really crossover. Both games are a mixture of luck and skill.
Okay, this is an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
You played both games at a pretty high level. What would you say, both backgammon and poker, is the percentages skill versus luck in both games? What would you say that the split was?
Okay, I think in backgammon it's probably about 70% luck, 30% skill.
70 luck in backgammon?
Yep.
Really?
Oh yes.
So
Because
over 10 games, you think a lucky, not so skillful player will beat the very skillful but not so lucky player?
Well, it's that multiple of games. I'm saying, that's the way we look at it is, let's say it's 70% luck, 30% skill. That means if they play one game, luck is definitely the predominant factor.
So if you keep rolling double sixes, you're going to usually
or whatever,
win.
you could just go in a race, it's a no-brainer,
Yeah.
you beat the world champion. So luck is a predominant factor. But once we play two games, and we talked before about the 11-4 on shots, if there's a string of them, what happens?
Yep.
But what it is luck is a predominant factor in the short run, but in the long run, skill is the determining factor.
So you're not
So
saying
the skill will come through at the
So
end.
you're saying it's not 70-30?
It is 70-30, but 30% skill is massive.
Okay.
That 30% is so powerful.
How does that compare to poker then?
I think it's probably a similar breakdown.
Really?
Yes, because the skill level, I'll tell you the best way to understand it. Let's take a roulette wheel. And let's say the
American
house...
or
European,
UK?
we'll keep it friendly.
Okay.
So there's 7 numbers, 36 numbers and a 0, that's 37 numbers. The true odds are 36 to 1, true odds, but the house pays you 35 to 1. This gives them a 2.7% advantage. Let's call that word advantage skill. Same thing.
Okay.
Because that advantage is the same as skill in backgammon or in poker.
So you're saying,
let's say that
are you
percentage,
telling me that roulette has a 97.3% amount of luck and 2.7 skill?
Yes, for the house. But what happens? The house wins in the end all the time.
Yep.
That 2% is so powerful. 2.7% is so powerful. You can go there, Barry, and play roulette tonight and kill them. You can go back the next night and kill them. If you go every night of this year, you're probably going to lose. Because at 2.7%, they're underpaying you every time you win. Instead of giving you 36 chips, they give you 35. It's like they take that one chip and put it in a bucket. At the end of the year, they've got lots and lots of buckets full of chips where they underpaid you. Because they take the money when you win. That's a weird thing, is they pinch your chip when you win because they underpay you. But that will for sure make them win. And when the more customers got, the more sure they're going to win. If they've got loads of customers, they'll win every night because their fluctuations are cut out. So that is enough to make them a winner. So in backgammon, when we talk about 30% skill, wow, how powerful is that? Because that's going to be coming into play all the time. And that's what makes a better player over the distance.
So you would still say, we was having this conversation
Yes.
during the break, you'd still say poker is a game of chance?
No. Poker is a game of skill, but it's a mixture of luck and skill, which means every dog can have his day, and that's why it's a great game. If I'm playing chess is a brilliant game, but it's pure skill. If you're a better chess player than me, I'm soon going to get sick of playing you, Barry, because I never win. I might win when you've got a headache or when you've had a fight with the missus. And then I probably don't win if you're much better than me. I can't beat you. But luck and skill means it's a great mixture. Every dog can have his day. You've seen the worst player in the world win a poker tournament.
I have.
And you say, how on earth did he get...
No,
I can't believe it. You walked around probably for a week saying, I can't believe it to this day. How on earth he won? He's the worst player I've ever seen in my life. But it can happen. The worst player, not the worst... Once you know how to move the backgammon pieces, you can beat the world champion. But that's wonderful, because what have you been doing today? Oh, I just played the world champion. How did you get on? Oh, yeah, I won. Well, you beat the world...
But they don't play these over one game.
No, it's over matches.
Exactly.
And and that's where it comes in. If the world championships were played over 1-point matches, you get loads of shock results. As soon as you keep on increasing the length of the matches, you get less shock results. So the longer the matches, the more time there is for the skill to bite in. Short run is not enough time for the skill to bite in. Long run, but a long match is not enough. But over a year, of course, that skill will really come in. Kings again, Barry.
Kings again. Oh, and he's getting action. Lucky
Thanks,
boy.
Johan.
Oh dear. Johanna passed this in a heartbeat. Thank you very much.
Phew, James's man is still alive.
Look at this. Look, it's amazing. We're in a bigger sitting go than we were earlier. Just quickly going away from... We'll come back to the backgammon poker argument in a second. We're still only at 20-40, the blinds. And we've lost 3 players already.
This is quite amazing, isn't it? And this is, as you point out, this is the more expensive one.
It is. And we haven't seen, a plethora of enormous hands. It's only, we've not been seeing... we've seen a couple of draws.
Very descriptive, Barry. I like that.
Do you like the plethora?
Oh,
words?
yeah, that was...
Good scoring scrabble.
I think it's some of these difficult names have suddenly brought it out.
I think so. It's got the old tongue, going in the right direction.
Yeah. Oh, the wife will be pleased.
Oh, hello, here we go. Up and down against the nut flush draw. Come on! Come on,
No,
get it in!
No!
Come on!
Johan,
Come
brakes.
on, Cop. Come on, Cop. Get it all in,
Put the brakes on, Johan. Put the brakes on, Johan.
Oh, he's outdrawn him on the river. That's filthy. If he moves in, though, he can't call. Come on, Cop. Yes, that'll do. That should do it. Is it? No, look, what a play.
That'll do it.
Wow.
That will do it.
Wow, that's a play and a half.
Wow.
See, therein lies that the problem of betting a piddly little amount, 240 in a 700 pot, into a player like Johan Haron, well, it was never going to do the job, would it?
No,
it was never.
because he's not sure where he is, but he thinks, I'll tell you what, I'll re-raise you instead because I've got you covered, and I'll ask it, and I might even get you to put the better hand. Yeah, so he's not. His carp catcher's bet was wrong.
Yeah. If you move all in, Johan can't call.
No, because you give Johan the option to come over the top of him.
Yeah.
Johan didn't even need to have the hand anymore.
No.
He could have done it with nothing.
And it was a strange one because a call could have done it because he's now made a pair on the river where he can just flat call and take it down.
Yeah.
So it was a risky play on Johan's behalf, but maybe he thought he was actually bluffing when he wasn't.
Yes, Johan thought he might be losing here. He thought, well, go on, you haven't got a very strong hand, try that. Johan was worried that carp catcher had maybe a 5 or something, possibly.
Yeah, he's caught a piece of it on the end.
And of course he'd have a bigger kicker. Or whatever he was worried about, he just didn't like it. So he thought, go on, I'll try and push you off it anyway.
Yep.
Yes, you're right. So there was a bad sign for that. That little bet was just asking for trouble for him.
Check.
Either check or
push.
Check or push.
Yeah.
You had 2 choices, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or bet enough to say, look, I'm going to bet. If you come over the top, I'm going to call you anyway and put half this stack in.
Yeah.
So. But no, going back to the poker and backgammon situation regarding luck and skill. It's interesting you say 70-30. I would have said it's more poker, definitely more 60-40 because a number of reasons I say that. I think there's a little bit more skill involved than luck. I'm not much of a backgammon player, so I'm not really going to comment on backgammon.
The backgammon I'm very sure of. I think that percentage is about right.
Okay. I think poker's a little more difficult to try and attribute a percentage split skill skill versus luck. But you know, I'm very lucky being involved at Gut Shot. You know, we run a lot of tournaments a week. We're running cash games all the time. We're seeing regular faces there on a daily, weekly basis. And over time, the better players are always, there or thereabouts in the cash games and there or thereabouts in the tournaments and on the leaderboards and cashing out at the end of the night. And that's why I say, like you said, over time, the skill factor always overrides everything else.
But does that not help to make it clear? You know that little analogy I gave you with the roulette wheel?
Yep.
That's 2.7%. Right, can you imagine if we switched the odds on the roulette, where the roulette had 30%, how long would you last?
About 15 times less.
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying? So therefore, the game doesn't have to have such a big skill level to be skillful, because that will bite in very quickly.
Just quickly, James, we've got a couple of... Your man again's he's getting some big hands, Johan. Ace-King suited. He's missed this flop. Let's see how he plays it. He's first to speak against a guy who's got a few chips who can do some damage. Let's see if...
Oh, he's got a straight flush draw now for Peter Hooch.
He could check this now.
Johan's head, he's slowed it right down. He's kept it small.
No,
he's kept the pot small. Classy.
Yeah, no, he's very
good
player.
Actually, there's something good we've learnt there. Very good. He didn't like it. He kept the pot small. People tend to panic and start making the pot bigger. Now they don't know where they are. They feel they're locked into it. He wasn't sure where he was. He kept it small.
Well, look at the situation.
Well, that's good.
There are 5 players to go. He's chip leader by a fair way. He doesn't need to start getting involved when he's missed a flop with Ace-King.
But lots of people think, Ace-King, I'll fire away if I hit this,
Exactly.
But he didn't. You see, he'd have been prepared to get away from it still.
Yeah.
And doesn't that go back to what we'd said earlier on, that in No Limit Hold'em, you have to be prepared to put a hand down.
Absolutely.
And isn't that what Johan's prepared to do?
Well, the nice thing about it is he didn't have to.
But he didn't have to.
No.
That was the bonus.
Yep.
I mean, Peter could have had a crack when the flush draw came in his favour, possibly.
Absolutely. You like that hand, James, I hear, the King Jack off. It's a hand you play a lot.
What is that?
The Jack King off.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah. It's past the watershed. I can make
go on then.
Quippy puns like that. Then we have the king jack off again.
There's Barry's man.
Oh no, what's he done? He's absolutely dominated. Come on the 9. Come on the 9.
And oopsie daisy. And Barry's guy has followed his other guy.
Tomorrow, see you later.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh well. Look, I'm not the best of pickers, I must say. But you picked Johan Har and he doubled up. It was,
Well, it's still in the balance.
You're in the guest seat. It's the least I can do is, I was going to pick Johan, but I'm just a nice guy.
No, you thought you'd pick the chip leader at the time.
That's not true. Johan had just doubled up and torpedoed his way into the chip lead after making the straight. And as I said, it was big pause, and if you had a quick dwell up, as you always do at the poker table. Are you an iPod man, James? Do you sit at the table there with your glasses on and listen to some music and chill out and try
Actually,
not to...
no, funny enough, I've just been a bit late. I've got an iPod, yeah.
And you listen to it at the poker table?
I haven't done it yet, no.
Okay.
Actually, I'll tell you what I do. I put the iPod on when I'm playing on the internet.
Really?
Yeah. I've got the iPod buzzing away while I'm on the internet. Yeah, it's quite nice. I like it.
There we go. Bubble finisher. Slim goes out. Absolutely dominated by Johan Har. King 8 versus King 7. It's the 8. Good night. Thank you very much. In the cash once again for Johan. And I'll tell you what, out of all the people we see on Poker Night Live, you have to say that Johan is probably the most consistent winner we have on the sit and goes.
Yes, I think he plays great.
Yeah.
In fact, and also, I think his play's improved.
Yes, I agree too.
He
adjusts his play to suit now, much better than he used to.
He used to be a bit one-dimensional, I thought.
He did. A bit too rocky most
I thought
of
he
the
was
time.
good, but just a bit one-dimensional. But I've now noticed he knows when to change gears, and I think that's great.
And he emails the show, and he obviously takes listens to a few of us occasionally.
Yes, I think. Oh no, he definitely does. He's a good cash player as well. Solid player, plays well. But I said he's definitely a better player than he was. I remember when I first commentated on him, and I can see him now. To me, I liked him to start with. I was one of the first ones to pick him out. Funny enough, I used to pick him out, and now I think he's even better. I think he's really improved.
There's a couple of very good sit and go players actually who regularly visit us on Poker Night Live. Hoofy, I think's very solid.
Plays well. Oh, we've got lots of good players.
Yeah, there's a number. But you have to say again, out of the 3, Johan's got to be odds-on favourite to win this one. I know he's got the chips, but he's been in this position many times.
The only thing is, we'll see that. I mean, there's still a bit of play here because of blinds 320. It does get pretty hairy, scary, doesn't it? Shortly, the next move up is 320, 640. That doesn't leave much play at all. So you've basically got to get lucky. But he's not frightened to push in now. You see.
Oh, why not? Ace 10 on the button. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now,
so if Peter fancies a 50-50 with threes.
How lovely that is. And that's what he wants. Listen, he doesn't want to go to showdown there. This is the situation.
Yeah, I think he'd have taken a 50-50 with threes there.
Give me a choice.
He'd prefer not to, obviously.
No, that's what I'm saying. Give me a choice. Let me have 480. Let them both have a few less chips and me get 480 on my stack. Because it means later on I can survive getting beaten by them and still be in there.
Yep.
So that I want to get the extra chips before.
But there are other hands he would have preferred to get called with than pocket threes.
Oh no, of course. But he doesn't want that because he's underdog against the threes anyway. So he doesn't want it. He wants those. Get the blinds there is marvellous. In fact, there's a good point actually, Barry. That's a good one to look at. You see, ace 10 against threes.
It's close.
It's close.
51, 49, maybe 52, 48, something like that. Because you've got some blockers for the straights with the threes.
A little bit. I think he's okay.
The threes are in front.
Threes are in front.
I grant you, but it's one of the closer matchups.
But okay, let's even say they're not 50-50. Let's say it's 50-50, just for the sake of the argument. That means that you're so much better off just taking the blinds, no risk. It's massive.
Well, it's 100% zero.
Exactly, it's massive.
Yep. And now he's got someone all in with ace 3 against ace 9. Johan's monster favourite here. Needs to avoid 8 or a 6, which he did. And got this sit and go by the absolute scruff of the neck here.
But what I want people to understand there is that sometimes we're too greedy, our eyes are too big. sometimes the smaller prize is the right one to get. To continually get that smaller prize, no risk, is far better than being swashbuckling trying to win it quickly.
Trouble. Oh, look at this. When you're hot, you're hot, you know. He's made a play with the ace-8. AIK's made a small raise.
And no queen.
Johan's come over the top.
No queen on the river.
AIK's go, thank you very much. I'm lumping in with my 10s. 30% he had, and he goes and it's the ace off the bat. Thank you very much, and another win in the bag for Johan.
And James.
They come second last time, but another win in the bag for Johan. And look at this, what a wonderful graph.
Sorry, James picks.
Yeah, okay, let me get to the graph.
All right, go on then. I'm not on the graph, though.
No, you're not on the graph. We should have had a little side bet. It'd be much more interesting. You know what this graph actually tells you? If you see that the black line there for Johan, it tells you that at the last hand, he ends up with all the chips. It's a very interesting graph. And it tells us quite a lot. And at the start there, as you can see, they all start with the same amount of chips.
Good.
It's a very telling factor. And not once does the black line go below the starting stack.
It means he got lucky early. No, but he's still, his progression you can see is
well, he took a chance early on. He got it all in with 10s against ace-jack.
Yeah, he did. But after that, he's still been quite steady progression.
Yes. Played very solid.
So therefore, that means he's not been taking too many risks. You can see by the size. There's no massive upturns until right at the end.
It's not some heart rate monitor where it's up and down. He's done a fine job.
But the rest all look just like they all drooped. I think really they just sort of failed miserably. Never mind.
There you go. Hats off to Johan. Well done, sir. Okay, I think we're going to take a couple of emails now, James. They're piling up. We have to get through them.
Okay. Have we got the commentators' tips chart?
Okay, I've got an email here from Secret666. Secret666, a.k.a. Mike. Hi, guys. Thanks for the email there, Mike. Just a little example about sitting out at the start of multi-table tournaments. We spoke about this earlier, James and I. Last night I played a multi-table tournament and came 105th out of 400 and was at my seat the whole time. Soon after I was knocked out of another MTT, it was about to start with around 400 again. I went to sit on the sofa a few minutes before it started and fell asleep. Not a bad strategy. I woke up and I was knocked out, as you can imagine. But by my amazement, I come out in 95th. So you fall asleep on the sofa and you end up 95th. You play the other one and you play all the hands as you possibly can and finish 105th. What does that tell you? Sleep more, maybe? Maybe your sofa's too comfortable? I don't know what you're trying to tell us. But anyway, thanks for the email. And it was very nice for you to give us some feedback about sitting out in the early. But I think it highlights the situation about sitting out early, and it can pay dividends because there's no point in getting involved in sometimes in the early stages.
Right, we're not saying that's not the strategy. The optimum strategy is obviously to be there because you might get fantastic cards. But the thing is, what it does stress is that early on, you can't win a tournament, you should just be selective, and your equity is rising because other people are just determined to overplay their hands and kill themselves. That is in your benefit. And he's just proved it by sleeping for us.
Okay. So, sleep, kind of not as much.
You don't have to do it again.
Set the alarm or something.
The one sleep was enough.
Yeah. Okay, email from Dave. Hi guys, I've been playing poker for a while now. However, I'm running into some troubles that I'd like some advice on.
Uh-oh.
We'll try and help. I play mostly 1-2 limit cash and multi-table tournaments. For the past couple of months, I haven't been able to win. I'm playing how I usually do, and I can't win. I've read books by Slansky and other top authors, so I've a good knowledge of the game. I don't know what to do in order to get myself out of this situation. It's quite disheartening. And just recently seems to be affecting 1 or 2 areas of my game. Thanks. Right. 1-2 limit cash multi-table tournaments. Interesting one, James.
Yes, I mean, if you were winning the game before, listen, the scary thing is that in this game, you can actually have a very long spell of being unlucky. And especially in a game like Limit, because in the Limit game, it's not where, it's a sort of a gradual game, but you could have a spell of being unlucky there. You could just have a spell, because more people tend to be in the pot, because you can't get rid of them. Like in No Limit, you can often get people out of the pot. In the Limit, more people can be in there. Maybe the game you're playing in, it has lots of people. It could be that your hand never stands up for ages. The important thing is to analyse your play. If you're having a losing spell, analyse your play at the end of a session. Try and, if you've got any software, see how many times you're passing before the flop. Is this different to what you normally do? Check that you are playing as you used to do, because it's possible that because of things going badly, that you've altered your play. So we've got to be careful you haven't done that. If you really are sure that you're still playing the same way as before, the way you used to win, well, just keep on playing properly. It will come good, because if you used to be a winner over a long period, for sure it'll come back again. But the danger is that your game sometimes changes when we're doing badly, and that's what we've got to fight against.
Yeah. And if you're running real bad, what I like to do if I'm running bad, take a break. Take a week off. Do something else. You know,
that's a good idea.
Play with a dog. You know, go swimming. Do whatever you want to do, but take a bit of a break.
If you can't win the poker against the dog, give up.
Kick the dog. Do whatever you want to do, but just do something away from poker for a while, just to kind of clear the demons out. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Anyway, thanks for the email. We've got another email here from Michael. Evening, gentlemen. The best bad beat I've ever had, whatever way you want to look at it, says Michael, was in a tournament when I got 7-deuce offsuit in the hole in the big blind. This is going to be interesting. Obviously, anything other than being in the big blind, my hand is thrown away, obviously. Pre-flop, there are no raises, so I check. The flop arrives 7-7 deuce.
Nice flop.
This is going to be, I know the raises are going to go. I thought all my Christmases has come early at once, especially as the other player to my left goes all in. Thank you very much. This is followed by one other player calling, and finally me calling as well. First player has A7, second player has 5-6. So I'm all smiles that is until the river, when the player with his 5-6 hits his straight flush. Nice work. Oh. Think that's what you call a bad beat. Yeah, very, very big bad beat. I haven't got a cat, so I had to settle for kicking the laptop and using unrepeatable obscenities to describe him on the side. On another note, you could settle an argument I have for a friend who says that some of the sites shuffles, let me read this properly, some of the sites shuffle the deck before the river card is turned. Shuffles the deck before the river card is turned. Actually, I don't think that's strictly true, is it? Because all the poker sites use a pretty much standard random number generator.
Yes, we're not
that
actually
spurts the cards out. So
yes, it's not actually shuffling the cards. It's a random number generator which is triggered off. There's a seed which is triggered off by lots of different things. Some of the sites have different things. Some can be triggered off by the times people are clicking on their mouse. Whatever, it all triggers off this random number generator. Most sites, the card is not prefixed. In fact, you see, oh, look at that, if I'd called it and made a flush. Well, you maybe wouldn't have, because if it was a few seconds later, it could have been a different card. It's still a random number generator. Certain sites say that the card is predetermined. I don't really believe that. I think actually that is dangerous. I don't think it should be predetermined and waiting there, because just in case anyone ever was to be able to get access to it. I think most sites, it's just a random number generator. It's changing all the time. Forget about rabbit hunting. It wouldn't have been your card anyway. If it pleases you, say, oh yeah, that's what I'd have hit. Doesn't matter. But it's just forever changing, and you don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, very true. And I will say that, playing 7-deuce in the big blind, what do you expect? You're going to get outdrawn, even flopping 7-7-deuce. So, serves you right. Should have folded out a turn, done whatever with the 7-deuce, got rid of it. No, I'm only joking. It was a very bad beat. And,
brutal.
Hey, happens. But what was the guy doing in the pot with 5-6 anyway?
Yeah, he's chirpy.
He's become a paired board, and he wants to lump his chips in with 5-6 with no draw and 2 undercards to a paired.
Oh, backdoor straight, backdoor flush he had.
Ah, it's the gut shot double straight flush thing.
Yeah, that one.
Scenario. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's going to be your new book, isn't it?
Yeah. I had to get it in with...
The gut shot straight double
runner,
flush
flush, double straight flush draw.
It's got a good title, that one.
It has. It's a working... Let me write this down. Double flush... Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, if you want to get in contact with the studio, there's 2 ways you can do it. One is via the text, which, as you can see on the screen there, 62211's a text number. That's 62211. Or get tapping away on your emails, which we have loads this evening, but we want to see some more in the last hour of the show. poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. So remember, it's your show. You can always find out more at pokernightlive.co.uk. or on poker and the show, and some nice biogs and photographs of me and
if you
James.
want to pre-order Barry's new book, the gut flush, straight, double flush, gut shot thing.
Amazon.co.uk. Order it today. Only $9.99 in paperback. We're going to take a short break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Good morning and welcome back to Poker Night Live. Last hour of the show, you got myself, Barry the Bully Martin, alongside Mr. JB. Get up, get on up, Mr. Browning.
Yeah, it's flown by, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's flown by this evening.
Yeah, whizzing through.
Yes, and so much so we've got so many emails to get through in the last hour of the show. We've got the multi-table tournament. We're down to the last 6 players, which is really exciting, which we're going to go to.
Play.
We're going to do a couple of emails and go back to the multi-table. So let's go through one. Email here from Andy. Hi guys, great show as always. Thanks, Andy. I've got a question regarding a hand that occurred to me in a tournament last night. It was a $20 rebuy tournament with about 400 runners. It was the absolute last hand before the rebuy period ended, and usually this means a lot of action from the short stacks because they're trying to build a stack. I have about 30 big blinds and well above average. I'm under the gun with Queen-Queen and raise 3 times the big blind. No less than 3 short stacks go in, all in after me. And if that had been all to it, it'd been easy to call. But on the button, a decent, tight, aggressive player who is also the chip leader goes in as well. Wow. Anyway, what do? I think I've got him beaten, but he could easily do this with 2 high cards or a small pair, but easily could have ace-ace or king-king. If I call and lose, all my hard work is done and it will be all in futile. Anyway, if I call and win, on the other hand, I could be up to a chip leader and I'm in great shape. Is this the right moment to gamble? Oh, a tough one. So, James, Queen.
Yeah, I've got it all. I've got it all.
You've raised.
Yep.
Big, tight guy, moves in.
This is a special situation. You're in a rebuy tournament. You've done all your work brilliantly. You've got 30 times the big blind. You're in great state here for this rest of this tournament. This is not. You know everyone's going to gamble here. You don't know where you are. There's going to be a lot of opposition. If you get hurt now, there's nothing you can do. The buy-in period is over. It'll be hard for you to build up your stack again. Personally, this is not the hand you want to be in. This is one of those exceptional hands. If you don't know where you are, you don't want to be involved in it because you are in a great state in this tournament. You're not going to win the tournament by winning this big pot. It's just going to make you a bit more comfortable, but it's not going to make that much difference for you. You're in great shape to win the tournament from where you are anyway. I don't think it's one you want to be gambling on.
Oh, you passed Queens, eh?
Because it's...
no, I understand that. You've done all the good work. So
you've done it. You've come through that buy-in period. You've got all the lovely extra money in the tournament from the people who've bought in. So you're getting great value and you're in beautiful chip state. Your job was to increase your stack. You've done it. Why go and jeopardise it now? That's sort of like being greedy, saying, yes, but if I win that, you don't need to, because you've got enough chips to win the tournament from.
I'd like to hear actually what happened in the hand. If you can email us back and tell us...
Oh, you rabbit hunter.
I want to find out.
I'm joking.
Maybe you're justified in passing the Queens. Maybe one of them turned over jacks and the Queen hit the flop and you was pulling your hair out. Maybe, I don't know.
Can you see the principle?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's a marginal play.
Yes.
To raise, to call, to fold, the marginal plays with Queens.
When you know they're going to be doing that anyway, you don't have to raise yourself with the Queen.
Say you got Kings. Say you got Kings instead of Queens.
Yeah, that's a different ball game because there's now only one actual pair above you. But the thing is you have actually done your work here. Initially, I wouldn't even be necessarily doing the raise. If you want to have a look, I would say, oh, come and let me get in for nothing with my Queens. If they raise, throw it away even possibly. You don't want to be involved in this. You've done all the work. You are in great chip shape. You don't want to be up against multi-people who...
No, fair shout. A fair shout indeed. Right, we've got a text here from James. James.
Yes, sir.
Can you give me tips, odds on playing backdoor flushes and straights, please? Directed at you, James.
Right, okay. Backdoor flushes and backdoor straights. Well, it's both... to make a backdoor flush, it's about 4% chance. In fact, both hands, it's roughly about 4% to make either a backdoor flush or to make a backdoor straight. So that's it. Just around about 4%. So basically, you can classify the way for it. The most useful way to think about it is to classify a backdoor straight or a backdoor flush as like one out with 2 cards to come. So an out is, say, like when we're talking like a flush. There's 9 ways to make a flush. You've got 9 outs. When we talk about a backdoor flush we say you've got 1 out. It's worth 1 out. So you can add that to your other list of outs.
Okay, thanks for that, James. Hopefully that's a bit more light on you, for you, James, your backdoor flushes and straights. Wouldn't go chase them too much, though, based on those odds and statistics.
Yeah, you don't normally chase the backdoor.
Absolutely, I'm not a backdoor fan. Email from Sarah here. We're going to one more email before we go back to the multi-table tournament. Hi guys, love the programme by the way. I've tried to play aggressively, but if I hit the flop on the top card, or I'm drawing to a straight or a flush off the flop, and I raise, I often get re-raised. Advise folding, but is it always the best thing to do? We'll get to that in a second. I also find myself folding most hands, even though I only play top 10 to 15 hands. Top 10 to 15? I'd be interested to see your range of hands that you play after the top 10 to 15. Should I take the risk of losing all my chips? P.S. I just lost on the bubble with a flush to a guy with a 9-4 offsuit. He hit 4 9s. Shame. Okay, so let's look at it. You only play top 10 to 15 hands. Now, do you actually mean that you've got a range of 10 to 15 hands that you play, like aces, kings, queens, jack? That's a very big range of hands, Sarah, that you're playing. So if that's the range that you're playing, I would actually cut that down. If you're playing aggressively, then try and play maybe aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens, ace, king, ace, queen. They're the kind of hands, if you're going to play tight aggressive, are the kind of hands I'm looking to play. Now, you're saying you're playing aggressively and you're hitting the top card. Does that mean you're actually hitting the top pair on the flop?
I didn't quite understand that, Barry.
Yeah, well, I think she means that she may be playing ace queen and hitting queen on the flop.
Okay.
And she's hit the top pair. Now, if you're doing that, you're not doing an awful lot wrong, especially if you're betting out on the flop. Now, like any good strategy in No Limit Hold'em, playing the cards is one thing, but the real skill is how you bet and the amount you bet and the position you bet in. So maybe you're not betting the correct amount here, Sarah. So I would have a look exactly what you're betting. Are you betting the flop? Are you getting the people with the draws out of the hand to make sure they go away?
So what would you bet there? What would you bet there, Barry? Say if she's hit top pair, supposing she's raised pre-flop with ace queen, she's hit a top pair. What size? Maybe what proportion of the pot would you?
Maybe heads. It's difficult to say.
You bet half or 3/4, or
if there's a couple of flushing cards or a couple of straightening cards on there. Maybe someone's playing Jack 10 against your raise, and it comes 8-9 rag, maybe 2 hearts. I'm going to bet a little bit over the pot.
A little bit over the pot. You're going to give them bad odds.
I'm going to absolutely odds them out of it.
Or back the pot even.
Even the pot.
Yeah. If there's no flush draw, maybe you bet a bit less.
Maybe if there's like a 3-7-9, I've got ace 9 or Jack 9 or something. I'm going to bet the pot or 3/4 of the pot to say, look, hey, I've got some of this flop, go away.
Yeah, I would bet, I like that thinking. If there's a flush draw out there, you can bet near a pot size. If there's not, I would go down to, say, between half and 3/4 of the pot. Because then, if you have run in against someone who's got the trips or whatever, or suddenly seems to like it, you've got room to suddenly find out where you are. So you're asking a question without jeopardising all your chips. If you think the likely hand is, as Barry said, is it's possibly they're on a flush, well, therefore you say, right, if you're going to go for your flush, you've got to pay for it, pal, and you charge them the full amount. That's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Okay, we're going to take one more email before
Go
we
on,
go.
then.
Email from Praz. All right, boys, says Praz. Thanks, Praz. Thanks for the email. Barry, mate, just got in from the pub and switched the telly on, only to hear you talk about how you like to play tight in the early stages of a multi-table tournament. I know what's going to come, okay? I know what's coming. I'm going to read it anyway. You're having a laugh, he says. I've been scratching around for the last 10 minutes trying to get your email address because I had to say this. Before the first break in the last 250 comfort gut shot, you raised pre-flop with Queen 6. The flop came 5-9 deuce. Some guy who hadn't been busy all night bet the flop. You decided to move your whole stack in with no pair. And with no draw at all. That's absolutely true. Sitting there, all smug like you had the nuts. Is this careful play, or are you advertising? If so, keep wild man eating lions as pets and run across busy motorways for fun. Very good. That's right. The play. Look, I'll tell you why I made the play. I'm second to speak. Okay. I've not played a hand in about 3 or 4 hands. So I've decided to raise.
Whoa, you've been really
Queen
tight.
6 off. I've got. It was right. Praz was absolutely right. I had Queen 6 off. I've made the raise. Now, unbelievably, I've got 3 callers. How dare people call my raise? I've made it 3.5 times the big blind. The flops come down 9 rag, as he said. 5-9 deuce, no draw. Guy who's in the small blind now wants to bet. It's a sizable pot. It's like 2,000. He bets like 1,200 into this pot. I don't take him for any of this flop at all. So I'm all in for 5,300 or something. The poor guy goes through the absolute ringer, thinks and thinks and thinks for ages, and then passes. We go for a break. We're about to go for a break. I flip over Queen 6 and he shows me Ace 9. So it was a marginal play, but you know, as luck would have it, I ended up making 13th position, got knocked out with Ace Queen against King Jack. So there you go. Praz, thanks for the email and keep watching, mate. It's good to have your email and always good to. I'm trying my best to advertise. I'm a very tight player, but yeah, I suppose that's why they call me the bully.
Exactly.
I don't know, but interesting enough. Okay, look, if you want to get through, we're last. What is it? 20 past 1. You've got about 40 minutes left of the show. If you want to email or text in, you can do it via two methods. You can text us in 62211. So text us in 62211 to the show. Or via the email poker@pokernightlive.co.uk.
I'll tell you what, thanks very much, because we had loads of emails from me, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. A lot of very good ones as well.
Yeah, it's been cracking. And look at that. Perfect time we see Kings for Victor 84 quickly run off the screen. So what, we're down to 6 players now, all in the money.
Your eyes are purely trained for Kings tonight, aren't they?
Well, come on, look, we've been watching quite a bit of poker tonight, and we've seen Kings more than usual, put it that way. We've seen Kings so many more times. Amy, have you seen Aces tonight? Once, maybe twice?
Could be our old selective memories.
No.
I think there have been other Cowboys.
I think it's once or twice. But I think the nice thing about it is that it shows you, we're talking about random number generators. Yes. It's just, you know, if it wasn't that random, you would see equal amounts of aces and kings. Yeah. So it shows the randomness of online poker. So let's have a look. We've got Victor all in there, moved in with the jacks. I think he may get a caller from a short stacked ace king.
You're right, and he's pinged the king.
And he's going to take him out.
Yeah, the trip jacks.
Where?
Trip jacks.
Yeah, trip jacks winning. I'm just looking. Who was that? What was it? That funny sounding. Yeah, he goes out. He goes out in 5th. I'm sorry, $612.
Yes,
he gets
ace king he had there. He had his top pair, but he ran in against trips.
Where's our man? Oh, hold on. We're just down to 3 players now. We seem to have lost a couple of players very quickly. Anyway, we were talking about what was the guy's name? The Sprit Flamen,
yes,
or whatever.
Yes.
Nowhere to be seen. He had 60,000. We said he was starting to leak a little bit.
Yes.
And now we've got Trickstar who's on our table and Skinner as well.
That's what I said. I did worry about that. Was the scenario I said.
No, I agree with you, James.
When a high stack loses a bit, they tend to really knocks them on tilt.
Yep. It's you know, it's a slow bleed usually.
So there's the other reason why you just shouldn't get over chirpy. You're right to flex your muscles, but it's still got to be somewhat selective.
Yep, I agree.
Pick your opponents. Pick your opponents as carefully as Audley Harrison used to pick his.
Yep. Indeed.
Before you met Danny Williams.
Sorry for the small hiccup there, viewers. We lost both the fourth position there and the 5th. But the 4th went out somewhere, got $180, and 5th, 146. But they're the minor places, you don't want to see that.
We only got rid of them because we couldn't pronounce their names.
Top 3, top place, we're only really interested in $675 to the winner. So, you know, we're down to the top 3. This is where
this is good
the
now.
bulk of the money.
We've got a big chip leader here, Trickstar. But let's see, the blinds are 4,000, 8,000. So Skinner's still got 10 big blinds. Crumble here wants to win this, but he's got the middle pair. But unfortunately for him, Trickstar's got Cowboys, King Kongs. And, oh dear, Crumble's crumbled.
He is.
Yep, and we're down to heads up. And it's a bit of a one-sided contest at the moment.
You say that, James. It's not. He's one double up. He's one double up from being chip leader. Because if he loses one big pot there, he'll have 160 against 170. So this is not a foregone conclusion by any situation.
Have you got the money there, what they got for third?
Yep, we got 438 for second. It was.
No, how much did third get? The guy
200 and something.
200 and screwjob.
Whatever it was. 438 for second place and 675 for first position.
Right, so it's
good return for a $10 multi.
It is, isn't it? Brilliant.
Excellent return.
Tell you what, if it was your last tenner in the world, you'd be happy.
You would. But it wouldn't be your last tenner anymore because now you're.
No, that's what I mean. That's why you'd be happy.
Yeah. It's all about aggression now, isn't it, James? Don't you think?
It is short-handed.
It's going to be...
The thing is, if you lean on the side of aggression, you're rarely going to be wrong.
Yeah.
You might be making a mistake, but it's not going to be that much of a mistake.
No.
There's a lot of free money in the middle there, and this chip leader's not laying off here now. He's just took down another one. Okay. Oh, that's a bit better. King, Queen for the small blind. What's he going to do?
You got to push here. Should be big enough. Should be big enough to get Trickstar off this.
The thing is, he's in a situation where he doesn't mind playing a hand, does he?
Yeah, he's made it just 1.5 times, just enough for Trickstar to have a think about his 7-5.
Right, so what's Trickstar doing? He's got 10-3. Look at that, he raises that one up. Wow, aggressive play.
It's got to be like this, James. You know, you can't be sitting back waiting for aces when your head's up. And he picked your cards usually pretty good. It took against another random hand.
Yeah, he did have 10-3 there, though, so that was quite imaginative.
It was. But he's
using his stack. He has got his stack there. He didn't put a big raise in, though.
Minimum
again,
raise, just
minimum raise
raise
again. That theory I said before, the big stack, when the big stack puts minimum raise in, it's a different story.
Yep. So he's made the minimum raise here with 6 deuce, which, you know, I'm not the exponent of a minimum raise, but he's made it nevertheless. Got called by the 5 queen suited. Now Skinner's hit second pair. Now, interesting to see if Trickstar actually now leads through. He does, yeah. I think it's a nice easy call here for Skinner. That's good.
Right, and that's an easy pass for Trickstar.
It is now.
Yep.
For sure.
So altogether, the manoeuvre hasn't cost him too much.
No, but if he makes it 3.5 times the big blind, then Skinner will find it very difficult to now call with Queen 5.
But that's with us knowing what Skinner's got.
Absolutely.
So, but against an unknown hand, he's going to be against a whole lot of hands. So therefore, Trickstar with his little... This cost him not too much, that venture.
No,
you see, he's still in great shape.
It's cost him 20,000 because he's made a 10,000
exactly.
rating. He's let out on the flop.
So he can go back in there and try again shortly with the same manoeuvre.
Exactly the same situation has happened here. Skinner's made a minimum raise. Trickstar's called with the
Oof, look at that.
deuce 5.
Wow, that is amazing.
Not a bad flop. Is it second pair against the 2 high cards that you could put on?
Still very brave though to whack. Big bet there. Wow, and now Skinner's really under the cosh now. Not many big blinds left for Skinner.
No, it needs to be pushing.
Oh my! And he's pushed again. Trickstar is relentless, isn't he?
Well, look, he's been consistent. He's double the big blind, putting him under pressure all times.
And all these times that Skinner's passing now, Skinner's making a lot of errors. Because if you put in Slansky's theory, you put the cards in the back, he's passing the favourite hand.
Possibly.
Against 2-3, he's definitely passing the favourite hand, isn't he?
But he didn't know that, did he?
No, exactly. But what
Trickstar
is doing is by these small raises, he's making his opponent make mistakes.
Well, he's applying pressure all the time.
Which makes him make mistakes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to work.
Well, Skinner's going to have to push here, I think, with the queen.
Yes, he has to push.
He has to push.
Yes, exactly. We're all in tune with that. It's the right time to push in, and Trickstar says, no, have it.
And he can't allow for the blinds to go through him too much longer now.
So what I like about Trickstar is he likes being a better, not a caller. Which is a great
principle. He's going to push here with the deuces?
Yes, he is. He's got a pair. He thinks his opponent's 16-1 against to have a pair, so he thinks, I'm probably a small favourite if he calls here.
Mm-hmm.
And now Skinner's got the pair. I'm sure he's going to push. And it's very nice for him because Trickstar's got a 6 in his hand. So he's only got an 8, but he's hit the 8. Oh, my goodness, no waiting. Second card.
It just makes the house
full house, just to... Emergency 999. I've got an 8 to go with the 8.
Thank you very much.
We have a winner, Trickstar. Well done for Skinner. You played well as well, but Trickstar, I thought, non-stop pressure. I thought very impressive performance. I liked that continual raise. I thought it was good what he did. I liked it.
The cream rose to the top, James, I think. The cream did rise.
Barry.
Well done, Trickstar. You're $675 richer in your poker site. So very well done to you. Very well done to you. So we're going to race through from some emails before we go back to the tables. A very quick email from Bob in London. You two make a good team. I love the the fast-paced conversation.
Yeah, so do we.
We love the fast-paced
Yeah.
game. Makes it go. I must say, tonight has absolutely flown by for me. I don't know about you, James.
Why have they taken so long to put us together?
Maybe it was the winning combination. Just wanted to keep us apart
right.
because it would have eclipsed every other partnership up to date. I don't know. Okay. Email from Casper, Mr.
Casper Berry?
Christensen, Casper Christensen, also known as Fumel in Denmark.
Oh, right.
Hello, Denmark. How are you doing?
Hi, Denmark.
Hey guys, great show. I'm sitting in a $2,000 tournament. I've just won a big pot with slow playing a straight ace high. Just wanted to ask you two about slow playing. Slow playing, very interesting. There's a time and a place for slow playing, James, isn't there?
Yes, definitely. I think listen, again, it's a matter of looking at your opponents. What style are they? If you've got like a load of Barry Martins at the table, these are action people. They're going to do the betting for you. So this is a fine time to slow play because you give them a chance. But it's true though, Barry, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You do it. Honestly, you would agree with it.
It's playing the opposite
It's
situation.
playing the opposite.
Again, yeah.
So I'm only joking. But listen. These people are dangerous. Listen, Barry's a dangerous player. He's not going to be my first choice to have at the table because I'm always going to be guessing what he's got. But if you have action players, it's a great time for slow playing because you can just wait, and eventually you'll catch them. And at the last minute, you can set the trap and maybe put the other bet in to get rid of them or get them to pay you off. So yes, there's plenty of room for slow playing, especially in no limit. And what I will do myself is I'll be quite aggressive, but every now and again I'll switch gears and I'll slow play a couple of hands. All of a sudden you'll get paid on them because they think you always bet when you've got the hand. The moment you don't bet with it, you get rewarded.
Yep, I would actually agree with you.
You can win big pots.
You can, but if you're going to be playing big pairs pre-flop and you're going to slow play them, one thing I would absolutely say to you is be prepared to lay them down.
Yeah.
Don't get glued to aces and kings. If you slow play, you're in first or second position, you just flat call, it comes down, you're 5-way and it comes down 5-5 jack and there's some action before you, bin the aces and kings.
Right.
You know, these are bad spots to be getting
Yeah,
involved
but that's
with.
not the hand to slow play.
And what I'm saying is, there are certain situations. If you're taking the slow play scenario,
but that's really piggybacked into a really good point. The point is, you need to have a better hand to slow play. Put the level of the hand up to slow play.
Better than aces?
Yes, because it's a one pair. This is not to be. You want to be slow playing trips. You want to slow play your made straight. Slow play your flush. Let them have a chance there. You want to have a better level for the hand to be slow playing, because otherwise you just get yourself into trouble slow playing an aces. The guy makes two random pair and takes your chips. No good at all. You slow play where you know where you are. I think that is the key.
So it's the as we call in the poker world, it's the tomato sauce play. You let them play in ketchup.
Oh,
I just made that one up. It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad at all.
It's a tomato sauce play. Let's I'm going to write it down. Tomato. I'm going to put it in the book.
Yes, actually, he didn't really make it up. He got an email from Heinz from Germany.
Very good. Yes, but he only plays 5-7. 57 right. Oh, okay.
It goes on.
Anyway, let's go back quickly. Thanks for the email from Denmark, and hopefully that's give you a bit of insight on when and how to slow play. And slow play and pre-flop is probably not my idea of fun.
Yeah, and no more sauce.
Okay, we're going to take two more emails before we go back to a $10 sit and go. Got an email here from Mike. Hi guys, I'm going to try really hard to qualify for this year's World Series of Poker main event. Very good idea. The mecca of poker, and I would say to anybody, you have to try it once in your life. Are any of you going out to play the World Series of Poker this year? Well, I'm very lucky enough to, I've been out there for the last 3 years now, and I'm going to be going this year. Usually in a reporter type capacity for our site, which I'll be there again this year doing interviews with the top players and stuff. And I was lucky enough to play in a couple of the smaller events, the $1,000 rebuy and a $3,000 freeze out, which I got pretty close to the money. I'm sure you heard about my King's Bad, but you don't want to go for that again. But
no.
I would say to everybody, you know, if you any poker player, it is the mecca, it is the US Masters, it is the Grand National, it is, you know, the Wimbledon of poker. You have to go out there. It's a great buzz, and you know, to see, and I was lucky enough to see it this year, to see, you know, near enough 6,000 players sit down over 3 days for the main event was an amazing sight. And I was there lucky enough to see all the days of play, and right there. I actually put Joe Hatcham's bracelet on before the start of the first day's play, the final play. So that was quite nice. So go, absolutely go. What a great time you'll have. You play, James? You go?
I haven't played it yet. I'm actually hoping to go to Vegas this year. Actually, I got. I'll probably play some. I think I'll probably play some satellites to see if I can get myself a seat. Would be a nice way to get across there. But even if I don't get the seat, I'm hoping to go to Vegas anyway, because I certainly would like to play some of the preliminary events, because they're less of a lottery, basically, because the World Series is such a big field. You know, this is really asking a lot to win it. I quite like the look of some of the $2,000 events, the $1,500 events. I think these look to be nice events.
Still big runners, though, James.
They are,
I played the $3,000 event. I thought, it's a bit bigger buy-in, you won't get so many runners. 1,100 runners I sat down with.
It is, but... okay, it's still not quite as overpowering as 6,000. And I think this year's going to be more than 6. How many do you reckon?
They're actually working out that they're going to have 8,000 players. They're going to do 4 day ones, 2,000 players at each day.
Are they restricting it to 8?
8,000 players,
Are they capping at 8?
Well, they capped it at 6,600 last year, and it got to like 5,870 or something. I can't remember the exact number. But they could only seat 2,000 players in one, 2,200 players in one sitting. That was at 11 at each table.
Right.
So they couldn't do that. So it's...
So that must be producing the $10,000.
Well, the strange
first
thing,
prize, is it?
The thing about it is, I spoke to the organisers, and I think it was 83% of the players in the World Series all come from online qualifiers.
Wow.
Most of the players obviously just buy straight into for the preliminary events, but most of the qualifiers all came from online. And there's a lot. No disrespect to online players, but it means that when you sit down in the World Series, there's an awful lot of dead money sitting down there.
Yes, of course, it makes value. There's value in the tournament, yeah.
There is, but you're right. It is, a bit of a spin the wheel and see how you get on.
Of course, and with having a lot of players, maybe some players have gone through there from $4 or $6 or $8. I mean, these are going to be hard plays for a good player to even read, because the person perhaps doesn't even know what he's doing himself. So for someone else to work it out is difficult.
The Devilfish said to me after he went out, he goes, I can't play these big events. I goes, why not, Dave? He goes, well, they sit down against a star player like myself, and Dave being very modest as he
very
is.
Modest, yeah.
He says, they don't care. He goes, I'm going to make a play against your Devilfish. He goes, if you beat me, I beat you. I've got a great story to tell the boys when I get back home to, Biloxi, Mississippi, or wherever he's come from. So they find it difficult to play against, these internet qualifiers.
First prize, is it 10 million?
They haven't actually put a figure on it.
With 8,000,
they're talking 10 million.
To capping it at 10 million, I think I heard that story.
Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be any business done before the final. It's always interesting. It's big money indeed. Big money indeed. Okay, we've got lots of emails to get through, but we'll come back in 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to go to a $10 sit and go. So, take us there, please, Maestro.
Okay.
I'm not going to pick. I'm not going to pick a player. That's not what I'm going to do.
Come on, don't be a bad sport.
Okay, I'm going to go for Hoofy. No, I won't go for that. I'll go for Smoking Piper. There you go.
Oh, you're having first pick, are you? You're picking first pick.
Well, I'm picking someone who's got no chips. He's third in chip, Smoking Piper. As you can see on our wonderfully highlighted leaderboard there. Smoking Piper in third spot with 1,200. Go on, pick Hoofy. I don't mind. You crack on.
No. Ooh.
Oh, here we go. It's the bear cage again. Big pause.
Okay, I won't pick the chip leader. Okay, I'll be fair. I'll pick.
So nice of you, James.
I'll pick Markson Bull.
Really? Where's Markson? Oh, okay, Markson. Oh, okay. He's got position. Yeah, he's in good shape. 1,800. He's in okay shape.
I think I would have picked Hoofy really, but
I know you would. But you're feeling a little bit after smacking my bum twice this evening. You're giving me a bit of a shout.
Mr. Perfect, top pair. Okay, we're at the second level in the sit and go here.
Play gone already.
They started with 1,000 chips. There's 3 prizes. They get 50%, 30%, and 20%.
So this is what, $10, isn't it? So
$10 sit and go.
So yeah, 40 for second, 40 for first.
24 for second.
Yep.
And 16 for third.
Indeed. Your math, as ever, James, is different gravy.
And it's an ace on the river, which Barry's player like.
Good man, Smoking Piper getting busy.
Feels like you got a bit. I just think your guy just feels like he's got a bit more chance here. I don't know why.
What, he can play? Like the other two I picked were complete donkeys, possibly?
I don't know. Yeah, it's early days, but I don't know. I've just got a different feel about this one. 7-8 king. Got a flush draw for Hoofy. And Marks.
With nothing comes
Marks
betting
and Bull is betting a little diddly 8. I'm not feeling comfortable here, Barry, I have to admit.
I like, you know, it's one of those...
Barry, I just...
You're not feeling good about this
I'm
one,
not enjoying this at all, Barry, actually.
No. Go on, Marks and Bull. Get busy. In fact, a big bet will actually win this for him if he can actually muster up the courage. That's a really good bet. Hoofy's going to exactly find it. Well, there are so many bad cards now for Hoofy not to call. It was a good bet.
Okay, I didn't like except unless he was doing the diddly ones just to make up for the big one.
Maybe it was like fish, big push.
Well, if that was
the preconceived plan, what a cracking plan it was.
Yeah, it got me worried.
Right, let's see if come on, Smoking Papa, don't let that. Oh, and a flush draw now. Come on, king of spades. No.
Oh, what's that?
It's an automatic call. That's good, man.
What was 44?
Yeah, I know, it's such a fishy little bet.
Yeah, no, I'm not comfortable at the minute.
Why bother?
He's got 2,000 chips. He's joint chip leader, but I'm not so comfortable at the moment.
No.
The jury's out. Listen, I might be bowing down to him shortly. If I find that he's able to do these manipulative bets all the time, then I'm going to take my hat off to him.
Yeah, but there doesn't seem to be any rhyme and reason behind the whole thing.
No, he's just called with king 3 off suit now.
Yeah. Oh, the 3-4's made a big power move over the top. You got to love this play from Dave 147. I like Dave already. What a great play with 3-4. It was like, you remember my play with the, I don't know if you remember, in the commentators?
Yeah, go on, sorry.
In the commentators, you know, the poker,
I
poker
remember
bar.
that one.
It's gone limp round to me. I'm on the big blind. And I've made a big push for like 1,300 more. And it's gone pass. And I've shown 2-3. All right, I know I got knocked out first. I know you're going to say, okay, I got knocked out first.
I wasn't going to mention it.
Okay. And you come what? You come third?
Yes.
But still out the money?
Yeah, because there's only one prize.
Yeah. And unfortunately, well, Nick got dreadfully unlucky, didn't he?
He got unlucky. I mean, but he got... Okay, I ended up with my money. I'm still in a hunt. I've got ace-king. I've walked in with queens.
Done nothing wrong.
If I win that pot, now I've got chips.
You have, yeah.
Now it's a different story. So I was happy enough. I still gave myself a chance to win the tournament. It was all down because it was that latter stage. There's big pots now at the end there.
Yeah, there's no...
From nowhere to 20,000, you're fine again, so... But yeah, Nick was unlucky because Mark hit...
He's got one outer or something.
He did a couple of times. He hit the river card twice, I think, in flops. Well, Dave has done a raise there. 3 times a big blind with Queen 10. I tell you what, this one's rattling along. In the second level, we've got...
Marks and Bull just knocked out. He had a ace bigger kicker than the guy in C8 who had a smaller kicker with an ace on the flop. So... Dave won. I like Dave's play, you know. He's played very aggressive, and when he's entered the pot, he's entered it strong.
Hang on, we're on this. We're on the.
Oh, no, the third level, and there's already 3 gone. It's cracking, isn't it? Look, James, we're going to have to. Go on. We're going to have to go over these emails.
I tell you, they're making you work, aren't they? These are the longest emails I've ever seen in my life, as well.
Look at your man. Look at this. He's got Dave 147 so locked up here. I'm just praying for a 5 or a 6 because I just, you know, no disrespect to you, but I just don't want your boy to win. Oh, look at this!
Hang on, I'm going to be breaking the tipping record here.
Yeah, you are. Look at this.
If I get 3 first,
come on, 9, 5, or 6.
If I get 3 first places.
No, Johan didn't win the first one.
He did win it.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, I think he come second.
He won it.
No, he come second. I'm sure he
won it.
Did he? I don't think so.
He did.
He might have done.
He won it.
He come second.
He?
See,
okay.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks, the boys in the pit. They told me. Oh, yes, he got out of it. Good man, Dave 147. Yes.
What a result that was. Split pot. What a disgrace.
Ah, Dave's done nothing wrong. He's flopped
what a disgrace.
Set. Oh, there's the kings again. Look at this. The star hand of the evening.
Hand of the night, King Kong. Have you seen King Kong?
I have.
Did you like it?
It's okay.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's good effects. Poor guy from folds to his big blind with kings.
How frustrating
don't you just hate that?
Yeah.
That's absolutely tragic.
Especially if you haven't had any hands, you suddenly get it, and then the small blind doesn't even make it. Oh, you could, come on. Can you smell it? Hoofy, look at that. Flat raise from Hoofy with 8-2.
It's got some guts. Look, got a quick email here. I'm going to take him over while we're watching the last. We'll cut in and out of when there's some big hands.
Quick email is about 3 chapters.
Yeah, I know. We'll get through it. Email from Peter. Peter, thank you much for the email. Hi guys, this is my first email to you. Great show. Finally took the plunge tonight and played my first TV tournament in the multi-TV one. I've only been playing for real money for a week, and after playing on these various free sites around. Later on in the show, when you get to the bubble stage, can you please put my mind at rest and let me know if I should have called the raise from the button with 9-9 in the big blind? I was relatively low in the tourney, 19th I think out of 21 playing. The guy kept on attacking my big blind for the last hour on the table, and I was relatively happy to fold earlier on, as I had some pretty good chips. Should I have kept on folding, waiting for high pocket pairs, or wait for someone else to burst on the bubble? This is my first big multi-table tournament. I think I did relatively well for the first time, and I was able to read my opponent's hands reasonably well, and slow played a few good hidden trips and straights early doors to build my stack in the early stages. Keep up the good work, guys. At least I have yet to make a loss. I deposited $20 last Thursday, and I built it up into 70.
Very good.
It's good stuff. Playing nothing more than $2.50 sit and goes, and 5 cent, 10 cent no limit cash. It played for my entry into this tournament at least. James, I find your advice out of all the presenters to be very easy and clear to understand for a novice like myself. Keep up the good work. Your strategy did me good tonight. Next week, I aim to get into the money at least. Ooh. So, going back to his initial point.
I like him.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got a brother called Peter by any chance? Ex-boyfriend or something?
You should be in bed, son.
Yeah, yeah, very good. So, 9-9 on the big blind, relatively low, you're down to 21.
Yeah, I've got it. He's got a little bit of a slip there. He said he'd attacked his big blind all night long. You've got a bit of case history on the guy here. I think this, you know, if he was not so many chips himself, Peter, I think this Peter could have just stood up for it. This was his moment. He could well be up against a random hand because the guy had got history of getting his blind off him. He probably was trying it with anything.
I think so.
And I think he could have...
Got to make a stand.
Make a stand there.
Make a stand.
Because you had the case history, didn't you?
And if you run into a bigger hand, Peter, then, you know, you've got unlucky.
Or no, get lucky.
Or you can get lucky. What I'm saying is if you do run into a bigger hand, because if you're low enough whereby you know your raise is not going to get the guy off the hand and you're going to get an automatic call, okay, you hope to see pocket sixes, maybe ace rag, so you're a sizable favourite going into the flop.
But the thing is here, you know, he might have been making the raise there with ace 2 or something. You've got your pair nines. You're a very nice favourite. You're 11 to 4 on here.
Now, you might have only queen jack or jack 10 and you've got 2 overs, but...
Right, but I said if you've got ace small, you're in great shape. If you've got a smaller pair, you might have a pair of 8s and you're over 4 to 1 on.
Exactly.
So, but because of your situation there, because you were struggling there anyway, I think against the guy who'd habitually raised you, that was enough information to justify taking him on.
Yep. Thanks for the email, and hopefully that's...
Aces just called. Ooh, your man.
Tricky. Now, Dave147, he's been extremely aggressive.
And you think he should be aggressive again?
I think he's going to be aggressive.
Yeah, you're right.
I think he told you.
But you wanted to be aggressive again.
I think Smoking Piper said, OK, this Dave's been very aggressive, I'm going to slow play him.
OK, well, that was very clever then.
I think another flat call is going to... OK, set him all in, or the minimum re-raise to make sure he sets himself all in.
Oh,
does he smell a rat? Mounts. Does he smell a rat that he's got a big hand and he's slow playing him?
Dave might be going to impress us.
Be a cracking lay down if it is. Wow. It's the Hollywood dwell and then push all in. Come on, Smoking Piper, what are you waiting for?
Come on. Wouldn't this be funny if your player passed?
Slow roll. Oh, no, this is not fair. Come on, diamond. Oh, come on, 4 or 9. 4 or 9, ace. Damn. Oh, poor old Smoking Piper.
Yeah, I feel
played it perfectly, got the boy all his chips in the middle when he's a 4.5 to 1 dog.
I find that really distressing.
And he lucks out. Yeah, thanks for that, James. Yeah. Well, while we was talking, I saw that Marks and Ball actually bluffed my man. Smoking Piper's raised with 10s, and Marks and Ball was called on the button with King 4. It's come Queen 8 rag, and Marks has bet out and he's passed, so he's he's played well.
He's a mover and a groover.
He's a mover and a groover. Right. Oh, let's see how boys. Is he going to get it all in here? Let's have a look. He's got nothing to do with this flop.
Marks and Bulls.
Oh, yes, he's hit the jack. Good man on you.
No, Marks.
Well played, sir.
Wow.
We like this. He called in an absolute heartbeat with the...
with 7 jack. How did he call that?
With no pair.
How did he call on the flop with 7 jack?
It's called intuition. Knowing the jack's coming on the turn.
How on earth did he call with that?
It's very aggressive.
Aggressive call.
A very aggressive call. It's like a tilt call after the aces, I
Please,
think.
don't try this at home. Aggressive calling is not good.
I think he was aggressive in a general demeanour terms, I think.
He was on tilt.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Come on, you got any more emails? Rattle one out. I'll keep an eye on this. Go on.
Okay, we've got 10 minutes. We've got about 7 to go, so it's going to be
Go
quick. Email from Russ. Hi,
Move it,
guys.
move it.
Could you give me some advice with regards to starting hands at a short-handed table? I recently played at 1, but felt my standard type play was a little too restrictive, with the blinds coming round a lot quicker. Saying this, I found it fun and would love some advice that may make it a little more profitable. With regards to bogey hands, Jack 10 is one I find really hard to play. I see others playing it well, but if I decide to give it a go, it tends to crash and burn. So I'm now steering well clear of it. Best regards, Russ. So, Jack 10 suited. Let me tell you something about that, Russ. Vastly overrated hand in Hold'em, especially no limit. People say, oh, it's got really good drawing potential. Well, that's absolute twaddle in my mind. Jack 10, get rid of it. It's not good to call a raise with. It's not good to raise with. It's not an action hand. Not something I want to get involved with. I'd rather make a stand with 5-7 off or something than Jack 10, because you'll usually find you're going to come up against a hand that's, they've got one of your cards, or both your cards are not live. So Jack 10, keep away. That's what I would say. Jack 10, James.
It's a dodgy hand. I would occasionally late position. You can just limp in there with possibly. You'll know if you've connected the flop big style. Again,
look, I'm not saying you don't play Jack 10, because there are certain positions whereby I would play any 2 cards in a certain position. If you got Jack 10, you've got Jack 10.
It's a difficult hand. I agree.
But as I say, I'd rather play like a couple of lower suited connectors than Jack 10.
Yeah, your point is valid, because what Barry is saying is, you see, someone can have Ace Jack, or someone can have Ace 10, or someone can have King Jack, or whatever. So therefore, they could well be dominating you. So you basically could be in a dominated position. That's the problem with it.
And you also made
the questions about the short-handed, wasn't it?
Yeah, Russ made a point about he's playing a little too tight, he felt, for
well, you probably are. Short-handed, high cards rule.
They do, but don't overplay them, because you'll find yourself getting into trouble a lot of the time.
Oh, you can do, yes.
Because if you overplay Ace 10, Ace Jack when you're short-handed and you find yourself getting into some action, you'll usually find that. Oh, look at mine now.
Look at this one.
Different gravy again. Knows the nut flush is coming on the turn on the river, and knocks out
Balrog. Or Balrog UK.
Yeah, good man.
Ace flush against King flush. And Smoking Piper is
good shape.
sneaked into
and he's playing the Jack 10. It's a hand I like to play a lot. The Jack 10. Perfect timing. He's played it well, and he's got the boy in an absolute dominated position here. Dave passes very quickly.
Oh, he's played him off.
And my man's chip leader.
Unbelievable.
Different class. Short-handed. Don't overplay. Yes, be aggressive with your high cards, Ace 10, Ace 9, these kind of hands are good. They're good to play, but don't absolutely get linked into them.
I've been playing. Funny enough, I had an experience recently. I played a lot of hands of 5-seater. Okay, I actually still think you do get to a situation where any ace is pretty good, because still you will get a situation if you do. I'm raising a lot, so I'm now thinning the field. If I'm ending up with a high card, it's less, when you've got your ace, because there's only 4 other hands, it's less likely that someone has got an ace. That's the thing. When you're 10-seater, of course, it's far more likely that someone's got an ace. Because it's less likely, you've done your raise, you've thinned the field, it's likely they've got a lower type of hand. Maybe they've got King, Queen, or whatever. Now, if no one hits, you're winning, and that's the plus point of the high card in short-handed.
My man
is that smoking again there?
Takes another pot down from your man.
He's smoking.
With his sizeable 6-deuce. Now, I just had an email from Julian. He's saying, hello again. You went to the break and missed my answer. I need your advice. Sorry, Julian, I cannot remember for the life of me what the question was about.
Well,
the advice is...
You can't remember the answer either.
Don't call... I would say don't call so much, either raise or fold. That's really good advice. I'm going to quickly move on before... it comes back to me.
There's so many emails tonight.
Another text here...
who's this from?
Not actually, doesn't say anybody. Unnamed. So, Mr. UN named.
Yeah,
Thank
give
you
us
very
your
much.
name, please.
Bogey hand, pocket queens. Every time I pick him up in a cash game, I seem to go broke or rag flop, or aces or kings keep beating me. I can't seem to win at cash games. Advice: don't play cash games. Okay? I either get bluffed out of the pot when missing my my good hands are losing to trips. When I have a higher pocket pair, I do mix my game up and an aggressive player, but my bad beats are starting to stop me from being aggressive enough at times, and sometimes I think I end up too reckless.
Look at this, Barry. Oh, we've got aces there for Smoking Piper. He's connected
Go Smoking
with the flop.
Piper.
He's hitting every flop now.
Good man. Go on, Marks and Bull. Push it in, son.
Oh, well voided. Marks and Bull.
Yeah, my man's got this absolutely locked up now. Absolutely locked up. Go on, push it in. Oh, what are you saying? So, pocket
Marks
queens.
and Bull.
So if you lose a look, quick from the texter here. If you, sorry, it's a bit fast and furious, but we're trying to get it all in before we finish at 2 o'clock. If you keep losing your cash games, don't play cash games. That's what I say, because playing poker's all very well and good, and it's all part of the fun. But you know,
Ace Queen against King Queen. Sorry, Barry.
done deal. Dave 147 doubles up.
He's a danger man as well. So that's Hoofy gone. Oh, nearly gone. 170.
Yeah, he's...
Under pressure. There he is. 170. And we're back.
Oh, three possible hands here. Pocket pair, Queenton, Kings. There we go.
And this ace is going to win it.
Possibly.
The ace is going to win it.
You reckon?
Short-handed high cards rule. Short-handed high cards rule. Yes!
Yeah, okay.
Marks and Bull.
Quickly going back to the texter, like I said, poker's all very well and good, and it's all supposed to be fun. But if you're losing on a regular basis, it turns out not to be so fun. So, if you're losing money regularly at cash games, don't play cash.
Or learn.
Or learn more, or drop down some limits whereby it's not hurting your bankroll so much, and you can maybe hone your skills a bit better. Pocket queens, they're a tough one to play. Play them in situations whereby you feel that
I think he's answered his question there, Barry, at the end. He's answered himself. He says, my bad beats are starting to stop me from being aggressive enough at times.
You're gun shy. Getting gun shy.
You've got gun shy. And the problem is, in poker, you can't play when you're frightened.
No.
Because you can't make judgments. And that's the key point, isn't it?
Good man. Marks and Bull's going to the end. And he's going
to... Oh, a flush. Here it comes.
Although he's made the money, James. You've got to be happy about that. Marks and Bull has done very well, but only come third against my Smoking Piper.
Huh.
I'd rather have Marks and Spencer.
Yes. Look, we know you shop there. Oh, we got it. It's got it all in again. Ace 10 dominating the King Jack.
Oh, no, not a flush.
Can't even hit a heart, Jack or King.
Oh.
Smoking Piper to the bank. 2-1 we ended up. It wasn't bad.
So we've picked 2 winners in a second.
Not bad, is it?
It's not bad picking,
not bad
is it?
at all.
I'll tell you what, we'll go on the tipsters team together.
And hand on heart, viewers, we don't know the results.
No, we don't know the results.
We don't know results. The only thing we can see exactly what you can see on the screen. Okay. These might be 5 minutes delayed, but we cannot see what the situation is.
Here's a pre-flop action there. That was Dave 147. We know he was very active.
Out of all the players, Dave 147's game is the game I like the most. He was very aggressive. He picked his spots.
Never, just a non-stop raiser.
And what a great statistic. Never called once. Only ever raised.
Yep.
I love that stat.
Yeah.
Where Smoking Piper and your man Marks and Bull, bit more calling, still raised now and again, but
Balrog UK though, not doing too much. Yeah, interesting.
2% raised, 2% called. Okay, not so good. Wow.
Well,
I'm out of puff. We've still got 4 or 5 emails to get through.
Keep clicking.
Okay.
Okay.
Bogey hands. Never really sure. This is from Nick. Email from Nick. Thank you very much, Nick. How to play 9-9 in a 10-handed ring game. I'm tight aggressive in general, but often adjust to the table that I'm playing at.
Yeah.
Usually play it as a medium pair limp in fold to raise, if no raise, looking to hit a set.
Good.
It's fair enough. Am I getting value for this hand? Should I be playing similar with 10-10 or Jack-Jack when I'm raised up until I feel I'm beat? I haven't got a problem with that. I think this, playing these kind of middle to high pairs is never a bad strategy by maybe limping in, especially in early position. Late position, I'm going to try and raise with 9s, 10s or Jacks because I'm trying to nick the blinds, and if you find yourself, you're getting a caller, you might find yourself up against a smaller pair or 2 higher cards, and you may see a favourable flop. But, in early position in a 10-handed game, I'm not going to get out of shape too many times with pocket 9s.
No, I'm in agreement there. It's a good way of playing it. If you had a very passive table, then start raising it, because you'll be amazing. You'll get just people to fold. And then you'd maybe just end up heads up against someone, which you're in good shape. But if you had a regular table, played as a drawing hand like you've been doing it, it's pretty good. Or late position, as Barry said, you can raise up in late position. Pretty good.
Yeah, pocket 9s, right.
Click again.
I am.
We're off.
Another email from Stealth69 here. Thanks very much, Stealth. Hi, guys. The hand I like least playing, so your bogey hand you're telling us, is Ace 10, suited or off, no matter. Whatever I do, limp, cool, raise, dance with 7 virgins, whatever, I cannot win with this hand. I prefer the 7 virgins thing, but hey, that's my personal preference. Therefore, almost without exception, it goes in the scary hand bin, and quite rightly so. Ace 10, it's filth, get rid of it, don't play it, unless you're on the nick and you're prepared to lay it down anyway, because it's not a hand you really want to be going to war with.
Dodgy hand, can't go far wrong with that. Next one.
Whew.
Come on, Barry, get clicking,
All right,
mate.
my hands will only, you know... OK, email from Peter Hooch.
Peter Hooch.
Peter Hooch
He was
indeed.
on, we saw him tonight, I saw him on the table.
Like his dog.
Yeah.
OK, hi guys, thought I'd try a quick $20 sit and go to see how you analyse my play.
Yes.
I find your commentary very helpful in my play always.
Good.
Thanks very much for that. I was so tempted to go for the 50-50 with the threes. Alas, I chose a terrible ace-3 suited instead. Never mind, 3rd place makes up for the bubble finish in the multi-table tournament earlier when I finished 21st. Oh, well, not bad. A bubble and a 3rd. Good shout. Keep up with the good work, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks, Peter. Look forward to seeing you once
well
again.
done, Peter. Consistent play all night. That's very good. 3rd in a bubble. That's a good play.
We're getting there. We're getting there. OK.
No breaks.
No breaks at all.
Come
All right, calm down. These old boys are so uptight. He's broke up from his missus, you see. It's Valentine's Day today as well, and he's feeling a bit edgy. Hi, Poker Night Live. I'm totally addicted to watching PNL, and quite rightly so. It's very addicted. Very addictive show.
Addicted? Sorry.
No. I'm wearing him in for the dog. And listening to your commentary to try and pick up helpful tips. I'm not the best player in the world, but from what I've had picked up through the show, it's helped me to progress my game. Excellent. I don't play online. I play schools either at my house or at my mates. Do you two play schools, which I'm sure he means home games, or just play online? I play across the board. I play home games. I play with friends. I play in schools, as you say. I play in clubs like Gutshot or casinos, and also play online. So, you know, I'm just a poker fan across the board, and I'm pretty much, James, the same for you, isn't it?
Actually, I don't think I really play home games, but I play in casinos. I go away to do festivals. I play on a cruise ship. I play on the internet. I play all over the place. Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, we've got one more email. Let me quickly get to this. It's from Johan. Okay.
Yes.
Johan Haren.
Thank you.
Okay. Last
you,
word to
Johan.
Johan Haren, who has been the star of the show this evening. I said he might have come second off. I'm just bitter because he picked you twice, Johan. And
Thank
I was
you.
going to pick you, right? I was, because you are an absolute class act. And he just wanted to say that I played 3 sit and goes tonight and I won them all. Well, bully for you. And well played.
Well done, Johan. I knew you'd won it. I knew they were bluffing me. Thank you.
Okay, we have a special multi-table tournament, so I hear. It's called the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely... No, it's cool.
All right, I thought you were
No. That's
right.
absolutely true. It's a rebuy multi-table tournament. Absolutely first class. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us on Poker Night Live. Barry Martin, James off. Have a good, pleasant evening.
Good night.